Oh wait, I'm already on like the PC. Hold on. Okay. Hi. Hello. I was just so ready to get into the topic. I was like, let's start immediately. No build up, no nothing. Someone said the music slaps. Thank you. I made that song. Yeah, I produced it. Someone said, I'm so glad he's talking about this. Me too. I am glad to be talking about this. Today, for me personally, is not a depressing news day. I have my tolerance for depressing news. I have to have a tolerance for that, just living in this world. But today is a fun topic day. This is a great topic, and I guarantee you, you're not going to be depressed by this topic. Someone said, looking glorious as usual, D'Angelo. Why, thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't shave. I forgot to shave earlier. It's funny because like I used to be so concerned with shaving all the time because I'm like, I have to give gender. I have to give gender. But then I realized I'm always giving gender. I could have a full beard. Well, not me because my genetics, that's not in the cards. But I could have a full beard and still be giving gender. You know what I mean? I can't not. I could do anything. I shaved off all my hair and I'm still giving gender. Someone said I love that you streamed during my lunch break. Hey, let's go. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. Someone said the music is sickening. What's your Spotify alternative download? I have been I'm not saying this is better than Spotify, but I've been using YouTube Music because every single song that I have ever listened to is on YouTube as well. And I used to use YouTube for music to listen to music way before I ever had the Spotify. So I just reverted to YouTube in the interim since I'm already here. Since I'm already here. Someone said maybe once you become an elder, you'll get a beard. I've known some dudes who couldn't grow a non-patchy one until over 35. It would literally have to be over 35. Because I saw before people were saying 27 was the year for dudes. Like, oh yeah, you're going to be 27. And then if you're going to get any facial hair, you'll get it. Well, he's 27, chat. And there's no signs of any actual substantial facial hair. So I don't think it's in the cards for me in my 20s at all. But that's okay. Reading chat. You're in school right now. I hope I'm not distracting you. All right, so for those of you who are new to the stream, hi, if this is your first stream, we're just doing the usual setup, which is that for the first 30 minutes or so, I just yap about whatever before hitting record. I need to remember to hit record this time, and we'll talk about the topic. But yeah, until then, I'm excited to be here. Someone said beards make you age so much. That's true. But like for the longest time, I literally looked like a child. I looked so very, very young, and I still do. I'm aware, but I wouldn't mind looking older for once. For once. Reading chat. Your tattoos are dope. Thank you. People had mentioned like a tattoo tour, and I'm trying to figure out a way of doing that. Been going through a lot with family abandoning me, and a potentially life-threatening time due to gender, but your smile is contagious. Thank you for sharing it today. I'm sorry to hear that. Honestly, I really am. I think like there's so few people that you should actually be able to count on, but family is one of them. But you know what? There's a whole world out there, and you can find your family as well. And if anything, regardless, we could at least have fun while we're right here. Someone said you are very young. I am. I'm so young. Well, I talk about my age a lot, but I don't know. 27 is a weird age. 27 is a weird age. I think about my age a lot. I never thought about it when I was younger. Because, like, I'm such a young person, but I'm so very much not a child anymore. I'm not a boy. What's the hair vision? I probably am going to maintain this all the way through the year for sure. For sure. Drop the skincare routine. I don't want to necessarily give you recommendations because I don't know if the products I'm using are like problematic or something. I use like CeraVe products. Maybe those aren't good, or maybe there's better alternatives. I have no idea if they would help you specifically. It's just something that I've been using. Something that happens to work for me. I think I wash my face multiple times a day, usually just like twice in the morning, at night, or if it's greasy or dirty, whatever. And in the mornings, I apply vitamin C serum. And then what else? Oh, and I put on my SPF, obviously, because I'm going out. I'm going to be out and about. Sorry. Give me a second. It's something in my nose. I felt it. It was bothering me. Anyways, I apply my SPF every morning for sure. It doesn't matter how much or little time I'm spending out. And then the middle of the day, I'm kind of just doing whatever. And then the end of the day, that's when, another really great wash. And then I apply retinol, which initially the retinol was really breaking me out pretty bad. But thankfully, it's all evened out real nice. And then I apply more moisturizer at night as well. And yeah, I just try to do that every day. I'm reading chat. Someone said, I feel anti-aging propaganda has taken over so much due to social media that even at 18, I feel like I'm very aware of my age. We're going to talk about anti-aging in a second. Hold on. Someone said, hearing you talk about having your own non-binary experience made me realize that I've been having many of the same experiences subconsciously. Thank you for helping me and my journey of self-discovery. Yeah, that's literally why I'm being open about it, I think, because like, how to word this? I think it's kind of easy to be shown certain versions of things and then feel like you're outside of it and so feel like you're not included. And I think that was the thing for me for sure, where because I wasn't seeing the full spectrum of what being non-binary could actually be, because I wasn't seeking that out, I had just assumed, oh, this can't be for me. But then when I realized that there's just an infinite number of ways to be anything, I was like, I want to really visibly be my version of what I am, so someone else can see and be like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't think that that's what non-binary was, but this man is. So I don't know. And then yeah, whatever conclusions you do or do not come to after that is on you, baby. But yeah, it makes me happy to hear that. Actually, I was up and down. I was back and forth. I was like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really change anything about my content. I've never come out because I don't feel like anything about me has ever changed. But I was like, I'm gonna start saying it. I'm gonna start telling people, yeah, I'm non-binary. Okay, so read the RE, the anti-aging. We're gonna go over this Substack article from Troye Sivan, where he's talking about this weird sort of TikTok that some guy made about him analyzing his face and talking about how to fix his face so he looks young again. It's so fascinating, and Troy's kind of getting into like turning 30 and not looking young anymore and all of these things, and I think it's fascinating. But we're going to get into that after the main topic. Read in chat. Someone says birthday's half a year away. Yeah, my birthday's August 29th, and I'm going to turn 28. Hey. Someone said I didn't come out as agender until 29. Yes, normalize coming out literally whenever. I don't care if you're 44. If you're 44 and you're like, you know what? Actually, I am this. This is something else that people aren't used to from me. Forget the last 44 years. That was practice. Be yourself. What are your pronouns? He, him. He, him. Read in chat. A week before you started posting again, I actually searched up your name wondering when you'd post again. I definitely manifested this. You did. You spoke me into existence. I coalesced out of your good intentions, and I'm here to give you mildly entertaining content again. Temporarily. Read in chat. Someone said life is practice. Life is practice. We're literally just practicing for what? I don't know. The next one? Thoughts on manifestations and subliminals? Okay. I believe manifestation is a very useful way of thinking, because regardless of whether or not there's any sort of powers that be or this, that, the other, practicing positive thinking is always going to be a positive thing, as long as you are following that up with actions as well. So for example, when I was starting off YouTube, I was never like, oh, I hope my channel is going to do well. I hope people are going to watch my videos. I was like, I am literally manifesting hundreds of thousands of views. I'm manifesting like being known within my niche for the things I'm talking about. When I switched away from making the content I used to make into this commentary stuff that you get nowadays, I wasn't like guessing. I was manifesting. I'm going to become a commentary YouTuber. People are going to watch me. Right now, I have less than 100,000 subscribers. People have only ever watched art videos from me. It doesn't matter. I'm manifesting an entire commentary career. And then I had an entire commentary career. So I don't believe it's enough to just try to manifest things. I think you need to think along those lines and then start moving as if the things that you want to happen are going to happen. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Someone said, can non-binary folk use he or she pronouns? Genuinely asking. Yes. NB folk, actually, any human can use any pronouns they want. And I've been saying it to be funny because I didn't realize that until later in life. But yeah, pronouns is all up to you. Very much up to you. Very much up to you. Reading chats. Someone said your nose ring is so slay. Why, thank you. I'm a big septum piercing fan. Let's go. So I didn't know you made art videos. That's so cool. I did, yeah. I was super big into like illustration and stuff like that. I mean, and I am still into illustration, but I just do slightly more specific stuff nowadays. But yeah, I had like tutorials on how to draw backgrounds, and it was wild. It wasn't even like I wasn't teaching people how to draw. I was trying to give people mindset stuff because I'm not like a master artist or anything like that. But I tried to look at things that people commonly struggle with and be like, you just got to go for it. You don't know how to draw backgrounds? Then draw bad backgrounds and just keep trying to break things down into their respective shapes until it starts clocking to you. That was my approach to art. But then anytime there's any sort of drama in the art community, I would get really excited. And I would be like, oh, I really want to talk about this. I don't want to make a video about how to find inspirations as an artist. I want to talk about this creator who everyone is mad at because I'm fascinated by this. And so, yeah, one video about art community drama and then it blows up. Another video about art community drama and then it blows up. And I hit a certain point and I was like, you know what? I might have built a name for myself, but what if I just focused on the drama? And now I am the drama. Womp womp. But I'm still very much an artist, though. I can't not be. I can't not be. Someone said, wait, did you ever talk about Creepshow art? No, I didn't ever talk about Creepshow art. I thought that that was the best reaction I could give, was just not one. This is the full extent of my opinions on Creepshow art is what opinions? Someone said thoughts on the friend that's too woke trend. Oh, I'm gonna be the friend that's too woke today, actually. Okay, so here's the thing. You absolutely can be too like eager to tie everything back into being some sort of systemic issue. And I feel like people who do that when people are having fun and they're trying to bring things down and be like, well, actually, I'm reaching and here's the systemic issue for why this thing that we're all enjoying is bad. That's a thing for sure. But I see that as a separate issue where I do still think the majority of people we're going to see today during this glambot scenario, they are way too quick to write things off as being not that deep. So even though like it is kind of funny to say like, oh, some people are just so determined to see, you know, patterns and stuff. Y'all, there are patterns. Today, I'm going to point to something on the internet that many people said wasn't that deep. And I'm going to tell y'all, I think it was actually kind of racist. And I might be that one friend that's too woke, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm reading chat. Someone said, so I'm a non-binary lesbian, and y'all jumped on me for saying Denzel would be a pretty lesbian when literally I was just saying that if he weren't a man, he'd be a cute lesbian. The irony. Look, I'm the one who doesn't make lesbian jokes about myself because I'm a man, but lesbians can make any jokes they want about me. I'm not here to police. Be like, oh, do you have a permit for that joke? Hand it over. Nah, you can say what you will. Someone said, is it not that deep, or do they just not have critical thinkings? I mean, someone say your wokeness is keeping me grounded though. I know, for real, because like at the end of the day, I don't think being woke is a bad thing. You literally have like, I see it as two extremes. You either don't care about these issues at all, and you don't think that people bringing up issues that may be invisible are important, or you do. And if you caring about these may even push you to do things that the outside may look at as like, oh, you're doing too much, or you're overcorrecting, or this, that, the other, I just don't think it's a fundamentally bad thing. I really do think, like, I would rather somebody see me overcorrecting and doing too much in my attempt to try to listen to people and not block, groups of people for advocating for social change, I guess. So yeah, I really had to let go of a lot of that because I used to be so scared of getting labeled woke and this, that, the other. Oh, he's doing too much. I don't know. I don't care. It's not performative. I genuinely believe there's always things to learn. And if me always trying to learn things and being like, oh, that's interesting, I never thought about it that way, is woke, then so be it. Sometimes I never subscribe to the idea that being woke is a bad thing. Exactly. You should totally want to make changes that make other people comfortable. That's how the world is better. Because like, you're not every person. So essentially being woke is just having empathy as far as I'm concerned. Now, granted, like companies doing things that I find to be really annoying, like commodifying people's lived experiences, trying to commodify identity and profit off of people in marginalized groups and being like, oh, look, we're doing these things for you. That's a form of quote unquote wokeness. But let me tell y'all, that was never woke in the first place. That was capitalism. It's not like, I really, 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 really don't like the way the word woke has been co-opted, but that's okay. That's okay. Someone said woke basically just means you're awake to injustices. Exactly. But yeah, let me tell you right now, never be afraid of being that annoying minority, whatever you are. Are you somebody whose identity looks like it would be in a Twitter bio? Are you some form of LGBT or a person of color? Are you a woman? Don't be afraid of being annoying. I'm no longer afraid of being that annoying black guy. I'm just like, oh, hey guys, I'm here to be the one person saying that this thing is racist because it is. And I don't care anymore. You can leave all the comments in the world saying I'm woke or I'm seeing racism everywhere, this, that, the other. I don't care anymore. It's too late. I'm reading chat. Sometimes I also think people are afraid to admit being ignorant, which is sad. It's okay to be wrong and learn something new. Yeah, I mean, there's literally nothing like morally incorrect about not knowing things. But I think people get really hung up on the idea that like, if I do point something out and I'm like, oh, hey, this is actually wrong, and I don't think people realize that, I'm not saying the people in question are bad. Similarly, many, many things have been pointed out to me that were wrong that I didn't know. I can at least still have the self-confidence to be like, well, I wasn't a bad person just because I didn't know these things. The only me being a bad person would be me knowing things are wrong and continuing to do them. But yeah, I don't know why people aren't just like okay with the idea that there's always more to learn. It's not bad. It's awesome. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Someone said, thank you. Intersectionality. I'm such a big fan of intersectionality. For real, for real. We can't be like pulling up ladders or this, that, the other. Because like my vision of like, I don't know, utopia is not the right word. This is just how I want the world to be, is like, we're all so fine that anything that's different about us is just a bonus. It's not any sort of like division or this, that, the, oh, we got different genders or whatever. That's fun. That's an interesting plot point. This doesn't have anything to do anymore with legislation. Oh, we have different orientations or whatever. That's great. That gives us more to talk about. This doesn't have anything to do with human rights. So I really wish, I can't wait for all of these things to eventually get depoliticized, as we just start normalizing having a person first approach. But until we get there, if it's going to take a lot of me being called annoying because I'm just trying to be conscious of these invisible structures that are making it easy to oppress people, here he is, the most annoying man in the world. Someone says, commentary, your full-time job? Yes. This has been my, how to word this? It's been my full-time job on and off since like 2021. Now, no, 2020, I think. because I've been very fortunate. Now, granted, there's been a couple periods where I did have to do other things because I can't not work. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is my full-time job. All right. Someone said, as a trans femme person with Tourette's, I don't feel represented anywhere, bro. You're represented right here on stream. You are real. I read your message and I see you. All right. I think it's time to get ready. So let me go ahead and press the various buttons that I got to press, because there are a few buttons that I got to press before we get into this glambot thing. Oh, this is so fun. This is so fun. Someone said I'm back. Someone said I'm back with a nitpick. There's a red light on you. Is that normal? Okay, I am probably going to turn... It's this right here. I'm going to turn it down. Can you see it? There's like this like thing right here, and it goes like all the way over there. That's just an effect that I put there because I like the way it looks. But I swear to God, I had lowered the opacity on that because I wanted it to be filters. I wanted it to be like pretty hard to see. So I'm going to change that to like 0.1. Okay. There we go. No, it's still too visible. I'm going to change it to like... All these things are a work in progress, honestly. I barely want people to notice. I barely want people to notice the light. Cancel. Let's see. Filters. I hate using OBS, man. It's so cringe. We're going to do like 0.05 or something. Oh, now it went away entirely. Well, oh, there we go. Oh, whoa. That is the opposite of what I'm trying to do. Okay, chat. I don't really know how to use OBS. Wait. Okay, you know what? The light is gone now. So if it bothered you... Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, I fixed it. I fixed it. It's there, but it's subtle, and that makes me happy. All right, someone said 30 minutes late to the stream because I just woke up. No, you came at the exact right time because I'm hitting record right now. We are recording. Yeah, no, you are here. Ready to rumble. Someone said, wait, what's wrong with OBS? Oh, I don't like OBS because I am bad at using it. And I blame the software instead of taking responsibility for the fact that I've been using OBS in some capacity for the past like 5 years and I still am bad at it. That's why I don't like OBS. That's what's wrong with OBS. Anyways, if I am the first person to be able to tell y'all about the glambot situation, I consider that an honor and a privilege. I'm being so for real right now. This is such a hilarious TikTok drama that has happened. And I feel like simultaneously you have a lot of people talking about it, but the vast majority of people have never heard of this guy and don't know what's going on. But trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to know way too much. You're going to know way too much. Who here is vaguely familiar with the glambot guy? Who has heard rumblings of this dude? I think that's like where most people are at. I think that's where most people are at. Okay. Anyways, to sum it up, honestly, in one sentence, everyone on TikTok really liked someone, but then they got mad at them, and now everyone is mad. And we're here. Hi, I'm D'Angelo, and this video is about robot cameras, rude celebrities, and how to get everyone on TikTok to hate you within, it seemed like the span of a week, honestly. But I'm here to defend. Listen, I'm here to defend people because I actually have a really unpopular opinion. I'm excited to have an unpopular opinion today. I usually don't get to have those because usually when most people say things, I'm like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. But I know that at least like 900,000 people disagree with some of the things I'm going to say in this video because I saw the receipts with my own eyes. So let's get into those weeds. Let's get into those weeds. All right. That's enough intro. Someone said J-Lo drama. Oh yeah, we're talking about J-Lo. We're going to talk about J-Lo. We're going to talk about weddings, Nigerian weddings, Indian weddings. We're going to talk about celebrities and the people who follow them. Oh, it's just so fun. It's so fun. And you're not going to be depressed by the end of it. That makes me so happy. So personally, I didn't know what a glambot was, but I had seen its rumblings in the past. I remember in 2020, which was apparently 6 years ago. No, that can't be right. I don't accept that. In 2020, which was anywhere from 2 to 3 years ago, I do remember this clip of Young Thug going viral because he just looked wild. He looked like a vampire. And I remember at the time thinking to myself, like, wow, that's shot really cool. Why is this so dramatic? Why is this so cinematic? Chat, this is the glambot. Okay, this is actually a rig that is designed and currently operated by E, the entertainment publication, to capture red carpet footage of celebrities looking cool in their outfits. Also, I don't know why this video is in literally 240p when I have pulled it from E's website directly. What's the point of trying to find primary sources if the primary sources in question look like garbage? Anyways, let me show you that this is like a whole thing, actually. I was waving the wrong mouse just now. Okay. So you've got like this glambot official channel, and this has been operating for the past 6 years. I mean, no, the past 2 to 3 years, because actually, I think it's been operating for longer than that. It might have been since 2016. Wait, okay, hold on. Was 2016 10 years ago? I don't... No, it was not. Anyways, it's been operating for an unspecified number of years that I could not tell you because I am not a STEM major. But regardless, like, these wind up going viral a lot of times because the interactions with celebrities are interesting, or people were wearing cool outfits, or they got really cool footage, or whatever. And it's currently run by the glambot guy. Let's pull him up. Boo, 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 boo. All right. Allow me to influence you before even diving into this. This guy is not a villain, okay? He's not one of those people I'm talking about where I'm like, oh, you suck, I'm going to expose you as a horrible human being. I think this guy is a person, and therefore you get a mixed bag of positive and negative traits. Positive and negative traits which are under serious scrutiny because of the nature of him collaborating with so many high-profile people, like, say, Jennifer Lopez. All right, so regardless, or not regardless, before we look at why JLo went viral for allegedly being rude to this guy, I want to show you what the typical glambot interaction looks like, okay? Let's see. Oh, I pulled the wrong source. Hold on. How many times have I said that? Oh, he pulled the wrong source. But that's okay, because what follows the wrong source? Always the right one. Never far behind. So like here you have Lisa from Blackpink, I believe. Lisa from the K-pop group Blackpink doing the glambot thing. Wait. Oh, I can actually hear it for once. Nice. Okay, cool. So you see, she's shaking his hand, right? I'm going to mute it just so I can speak over it. She's shaking his hand. It's a whole thing. So you have to get into position. You have to decide what pose you're going to do. It's kind of whatever, honestly. And then over here, she asked him.
What are you doing?
I'm good.
Wait, I can't hear it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Hold on.
I'm good.
She asked him.
A little warm and a little hectic, but I'm. Yeah.
I can't use TikTok.
Love it. How are you doing?
I'm good. A little warm and a little hectic, but I'm always so happy to be here. It's always so much fun. Yeah. Are you excited to be here?
Yo, the audio got screwed. Hold on a second. I feel like it's super desynced. I'm gonna refresh TikTok. I shouldn't say I hate using TikTok, because now it sounds like I'm blaming all of my problems on TikTok. I'm not. Well, actually, I think I would be well within my right to blame the vast majority of my problems on TikTok. But what I'm getting at here is, I swear to God, the TikTok video player is just a sin. It's a sin. It's a stain upon this world. It's one of the worst things on the internet. Okay, I think I fixed it.
Cute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love it. How are you doing?
I'm good. A little warm and a little hectic, but I'm always so happy to be here. It's always so much fun. Yeah.
I got it. I don't know why that took me 5 tries to show you. I was just trying to show you. As you can see, the celebrities ask the glambot guy how he's doing, and it's nothing really that crazy. Someone says all TikTok's fault. It is TikTok's fault. I would say the vast majority of times where glambot goes viral, it's over something that is completely innocuous. Like you have this one that Joey King did. Sorry, chat. This is really funny. This is really funny. The end result sent me.
That was amazing. The best one.
Wait, I'm gonna make it bigger.
Best one yet.
You say that to everybody.
Best one yet.
You say that to everybody. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Great,
Thanks, Joey.
thank you.
Take care.
I feel like the glambot is a little overrated. That's my unpopular opinion. I mean, or maybe I understand that I would also look similarly cringe. If you got slow motion footage of me just going, I'm gonna look kind of dorky. This is no hate to Joey King. I think being dorky is a good thing that should be normalized. Please normalize being an absolute dork. But I don't really get the glambot thing. Here, let me show you this comment that I pulled. If this is you, chat, don't worry, because you are very much in the same boat. Am I the only one not getting the point of this glambot thing? It's literally just a robot camera that gets slow motion footage of celebrities on the red carpet. I didn't think it was that serious, but because J-Lo's interaction with the glambot guy really was riling people up, everyone on TikTok has been talking about this nonstop for the past week. All right, let's get into the J-Lo thing. Some say I feel bad for Joey King always being bashed online. Look, I don't know much about Joey King, but I will tell you this. If somebody is being made fun of for doing something that is like nerdy or dorky or whatever, I support them. Support being nerdy and a dork. Because I also genuinely feel like I would look so silly. I would look so silly in that scenario as well. I really do. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I would not. Okay. So, without giving you any commentary, I would like all of you to just watch this JLo interaction first. I'm actually going to zip my lip. Yeah, I bet many of you didn't even know I could do that. Let's just watch this.
Here. Lovely to see you again. You look amazing. Yeah, right on the star right there. Do we have an idea of a move? We're just going to give a little look or a pose, a little turn. Perfect, great. Camera's going to end right here. We're in a high push wrap. High push is fine. High push is fine. So end right here. It's going to start at the top. 3, 2, 1, action. You go. Give us 1 second. All right, ready. And 3, 2, 1, action. Yeah, slayed it as usual. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Real quick, just a fashion photo.
Okay. Simple enough, right? As far as I'm concerned, there wasn't anything that crazy. I guess because JLo did not ask him how he was doing or shake his hand or anything like that, people in the comments of this TikTok are literally acting like I don't know. I think I would just have to show you. Here we go. Comments. Of which there's 28,000.
Lovely to see you again. You look amazing.
Wait, I'm gonna mute this. Her aura just sucks, and it shows. Glambot didn't deserve her stink attitude. The glambot did her so dirty. I love it. No smile, no hello, no nothing. Chat, I don't want you to think that I'm just like blowing this up beyond proportions. That listen, this has 400,000 likes. I think I've been talking about things on the internet for a long time. I don't usually see comments have 400,000 likes. What else we got? Let's see. Oh, I swear. Whoa, these comments are so international. Is it because I'm signed out? You guys stop. Leave her alone. She couldn't talk because she has to preserve her voice to lip sync at her concerts. 200,000 views. She didn't even speak to him. 900,000 views. Or 900,000 likes, sorry. 900,000 likes on she didn't even speak to him. This is why this went viral. I kid you not. I understand that J-Lo is a heated topic. There's a lot to say about her because she's had a career for a long time. She's given us a lot to work with. But this is an isolated incident in a vacuum. And everybody was just talking about how actually she was super rude to him. Things I would like to do. Things I would like to do. Not cape for J-Lo, because I don't really feel like she needs me to do that. But more so just advocate for a little bit of normalcy. The vast majority of these is like are like completely false. She didn't even speak to him, having 900,000 a million people agreeing that she didn't even speak to him. It's just not true. Hold on. I'm gonna make this bigger and I'm gonna really pray. I'm actually gonna pray to God that TikTok works. I need y'all to listen. I need y'all to listen like closely, because I'm not gonna be able to turn this up loud enough for you to hear. J-Lo is not mic'd, but she is absolutely speaking to this dude. I said I need y'all to listen closely, and then it's just muted. Oh, because I muted it. It's muted because I muted it. Okay, hold on, wait. Unmute the tab. Y'all were listening so closely you didn't even hear it. Think about that for a second. Y'all listened so closely you didn't even hear it. I feel like that's deep. I haven't figured out how yet, but I'm gonna make it deep. All right.
Hi, my dear. Lovely to see you again. You look amazing. Yeah, right on the star right there. Do we have an idea of a move? We're just gonna give a little look or a pose, a little turn.
She's speaking. She's speaking to him. Hold on. Let's try. Let's just run that back one more time. One more time.
Hi, my dear. Lovely to see you again. You look amazing. Yeah, right on the star right.
He literally captioned her speech. He says hi. She says hi. He says it's lovely to see you again. She says it's nice to see you. Like, do y'all remember a couple weeks ago when I made that video talking about, I do genuinely think that a large portion of people getting into commentary, drama commentary, whatever you want to call this niche, are stupid? This is what I'm referring to. I am literally referring to a video of J-Lo speaking with captions and Audible having comments on here that have 1 million likes talking about why didn't she even bother speaking to him? J-Lo sucks. I hate her. There was one comment on here that I can't find now, but somebody was like, I believe every single rumor about her. What a whack person and personality. Oh, here it is. I believe every rumor I've ever heard about her. She didn't even look at or acknowledge him. Her legit facing away as he continues to speak. I'm done talking about J-Lo because, again, that's a rabbit hole. But I do truly believe multiple things can be true. You can have any number of criticisms for J-Lo and the way maybe she treats people or doesn't treat them. I don't know. I've never met her. This is ridiculous. First person, what do you call it? Primary sources of people on TikTok just being kind of dumb. So that's my first thing. That's my first thing right there. Someone said misogyny has gotten so much worse. And if you do defend her, apparently you're a fan. Nuance is dead. Okay, yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Actually, speaking of that, I have this saved. And maybe I shouldn't have saved this in my outline. But it's because, like, I want to show y'all I'm really not that big a fan of J-Lo personally. I think this was the last song I ever heard from her. I was like, oh, J-Lo put out a song called Birthday? That sounds cool. Let's see what J-Lo's getting up to on her birthday. Sorry, I disliked the video so hard I reverted back to the beginning of the stream for a second there. I don't really know what J-Lo is doing nowadays. I don't understand her as a concept. So this isn't coming from somebody who's like, how dare you talk about my queen, my absolute bae, J-Lo. I have all of her songs downloaded. Chad, I got so confused the last time I paid attention to J-Lo. That's where I'm coming from personally. That's where I'm coming from personally. Someone said it felt very Iggy coded. It kind of did. And if I get a copyright claim off of 19 seconds of J-Loing, I feel like it was almost worth it just to show y'all I'm really not coming from the perspective of a fan. But that being said, actually, I'm going to talk about his response in a second. But I would like to say, like, it's so forced, I guess. It's so, like, obviously forced. This whole backlash against J-Lo. Listen, I know she does other things. I'm not here to argue that. But I also don't need to disclaim myself. This is literally an example of misogyny, of TikTok doing that thing that they love doing, where you pick a woman of the week to hate and just refuse to see anything from her point of view. It's really, 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 really tiring. And this is the part that actually makes me hate doing commentary sometimes, because I feel like when I just get blasted with a dose of like unreality and all this stuff and seeing it really is just a vehicle for people to hate people for no reason, I'm like, man, this sucks. But that's okay. I'm here because there's so much more nuance to be had. And I figured I would not get jumped by y'all, at least for saying that this is completely just misogynist nonsense. Probably these 900,000 people on TikTok would be like, well, not the J-Lo supporter supporting J-Lo. This is so embarrassing. I figured y'all would at least get my point. Someone said, please, TikTok is just like Twitter. It's bad. Someone said, thank you for saying it. It is misogyny. It is. Someone said, I'm tired of random hate. Yeah, no, I'm over. Someone said, woman existing is annoying nowadays all throughout history. Yeah, the nowadays being forever. Someone says she used the N-word like it was nothing in her song, I'm Real. I can judge her on that. Yes, please judge her on anything that she's done that is valid. I also feel like, too, when people don't like people and they have valid reasons for doing so, but then it turns into this thing where you have to spin every single thing that person does into being a bad thing, you're making your argument worse. Because it gets really easy to just discredit anything that people say about you if you're like, well, that thing was overblown and that thing was fake and that thing was fake. That's why I think it's pretty important to stick to things that people have actually done when you're criticizing them. But anyways, I said enough about JLo, and then I talked about her additionally for like 5 more minutes because I just find this to be fascinating. That's why I wanted to talk about this today. So getting back into what the glambot guy, I also just realized I've been calling him the glambot guy this entire video. He has a name. His name is Cole. His name is Cole Wallace, sir. I'm sorry, glambot guy, for calling you glambot guy for this entire video. But anyways, let's see what the glambot guy actually had to say about this. But before we do that, let me like toggle my audio for a second, because I feel like it's really delayed for me. Maybe not for y'all, but for me, it's been strangely delayed. Hold on. Advanced audio properties, monitor and output. Okay, hopefully this is a little better for me. Y'all are fine. Full screen. All right. So this is coming in hot from.
Who was the worst?
My bad. Anyways, this is coming in hot from 4 days ago, y'all.
Glambot. Who is the meanest? Who is the rudest? And honestly, everybody on the internet needs to just calm down. Now, I'm not here to tell anybody how they should feel, but there was only one other person outside of JLo that was in that conversation.
Okay.
And that person.
Hold on. It's super delayed. I can't even figure out. I'm going to restart my computer. Not the stream. Don't go anywhere. I have 2 computers, as I say every single stream. I feel like my computer is acting whack. We're going to restart that. We're restarting. Someone said hot off the talk. Hot off the talk. It's super quiet. Oh, I can maybe fix that. I'll have to see. I need to. There's like an audio boosting extension that I used to have back when I used to stream years ago. So I can get that for y'all if it's too quiet. Someone said, please don't remove your cardigan. I'm not going to. I'm not going to end the stream accidentally by disconnecting my card. That was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. All right. Getting back into it. Oh, getting back into it. Let's go. Someone said, will this be a video? It will be a video. Yes. You're in a video right now. You're in a video right now. Someone said there's a whole thing about the glambot guy being rude to someone who wanted to book them for his wedding. Oh, just wait. I've got that in my outline. I've got that in my outline because it's a fascinating topic. Okay, so my computer has been rebooted. My hope now is that when I press play, it's not going to be super delayed. Let's see. I'm going to connect back to my second monitor. I'm going to just do like a random video to make sure that this is fine. I'm just going to Google copyright free music. All right, chat. Please cross your fingers for me that this lo-fi music. This is the same video I always use. This is the same video I always use to test my audio. Nah. It's delayed for real. Oh, man. Why is there like always something that I don't know how to fix? I think that that's my least favorite part of streaming. Because if I had like the same issues from week to week, I could at least learn and grow from those issues. But I feel like every single time I stream, there's something that's a little bit different, off, wrong, and bad. And it has never been a problem up until this point. I've been back for 22 days, 3 weeks actually, of streams. And I don't think my PC audio has been delayed. Someone said, I don't know if it's delayed. Okay, so if it's not delayed for y'all, then I will accept the delay. Here, let me get a video of someone talking. What should I search for a video of someone talking? Wait, I don't know anything. I don't know talking. I need like a speech or something. I don't know. Famous speech? I'm just gonna get a bunch of AI stuff by Googling this, aren't I? Oh, we'll do like a podcast. Oh, it's Taylor Swift. Hi, Taylor. Taylor Swift is gonna help us. Okay, thank you. Okay. Let's see if Taylor talking is too delayed for y'all. Let's see right now. This must be a really, really old video. She looks like so young. Or maybe I just am bad with people's ages.
Hi. That was nice. Oh, it's great to be here. This is amazing.
Now, we were talking before. You've actually been here before. Is that right?
Yes, I came here, I think about 5 years ago. I was 16 and just about to release my first single, Tim McGraw. And so we were traveling up the West Coast.
Okay. There's no delay. I see the chat. Yay! We're going to get back into it. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I will tell you this. If you see me struggling, to like pause things at the right time, it's because for me, there's like it almost feels like 1 to 2 second delay. So I'm really going to fight through that for y'all. Since it's good enough for y'all, it's good enough for me. All right, so let's see what glambot guy Cole had to say. Oh, I restarted my computer, so all of my sources are like gonzo. Hold on. But thank you for the feedback, though. I can't do this without feedback. I can't do it. All right, let's see. Also, I feel like I must address the elephant in the room. His hair is wild. As I appreciate it. As a fellow hair connoisseur. So you can see I put a lot of work into my hair as well. Game recognized game, for sure. All right, let's see.
Who was the worst glambot? Who was the meanest? Who was the rudest? And honestly, everybody on the internet needs to just calm down. Now, I'm not here to tell anybody how they should feel, but there was only one other person outside of J-Lo that was in that conversation, and that person was me. These are some things that I've actually wanted to say for a while, but there's never really been a chance to sort of like talk about the world at which the glambots exist. But now, I guess, is a great time to talk about what it's like on the carpet. The first thing to know about doing glambots is that glambots are completely elective. Nobody's forcing you to do these things. If you want to do it, you can. If you're in a bad attitude, you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. So anybody that stops, I already like you because you're taking the time to do my thing, And this is generous of you because you don't have to do it. 2, red carpets are so insane. All of the celebs are like getting ushered to like, hey, do this thing, do this thing, do this thing. As you're walking in between stuff, people are screaming at you. It's just a really crazy environment. So when people land on the glambot, like sometimes they don't know what they're walking up to. You know what I mean? And I'm not just talking about like JLo here. I'm talking about a ton of
I swear the longer it goes on, the more it gets delayed for me. Anyways, I would like to pause it there and talk about the red carpet being an insane environment. Can we please talk about the role of like overstimulation that I feel like I so rarely see addressed when it comes to these, oh, so-and-so was being rude. Oh, so-and-so was being rude. As somebody who suffers, and y'all, I be suffering from overstimulation personally, I find myself very wary of this idea that like no matter how many people are in your face and how many cameras are flashing or this, that, the other, you should always be on. Like I sat up straight. I started masking immediately. You should always be on. You should always be, I don't know, polite. I don't even really understand the social construct of politeness 9 times out of 10. But let me tell you right now, like in an environment where people are there to do work, I just don't think it's that wild to not be like, you know, oh, hey guys, hey guys. For some people, this is just overstimulating. Again, don't know anything about JLo, but I'm telling y'all right now. Oh, someone said reconnect the headphones. I could. Wait, no. I learned my lesson about unplugging things. But yeah, I would like to say personally, just like as someone who gets overstimulated a lot, y'all would think I was the rudest celebrity of all time. I'm not a celebrity, obviously, but yeah, y'all would be like, oh, why does he look so miserable? Also, I have resting kill people face. I don't mean to have it, but like, you know, I'm smiling, I'm on, and then it's just like, I'm not being rude. I'm just hold on. Let's start it again. I'm not thinking rude thoughts. I don't hate you. I'm not thinking about you at all. I promise. I'm literally just, some of us just be built like that. Anyways, getting back into it.
Celebrities in the past that sort of like land and they're like kind of like a little like, what's going on? It's just because it's just so crazy. The third thing, these celebrities, they're at work. They're there to do a thing, to promote their show, to be a guest, to be a presenter. They're working. So some people chatty at work, some people not so chatty at work. And it's not really my place to be like, oh, you should be a certain way. I'm just sort of like reacting in those moments and giving people the best chance to do their best glambot that they can. So with that world set, I do get asked all the time, who was the worst glambot? And honestly, I don't have an answer. I mean, literally, I've never felt that people were like rude to me in that moment. The world is just so crazy that like when people are distracted or like less chatty or like thinking about other stuff, I don't take it personally. And even with JLo, like I didn't take it personally. I didn't feel rude in that moment. I think there's a couple things that sort of like added to the fuel of this idea. One, like she's just down to business. The carpet was closed. She's ready to go inside.
All right. So, you know, he goes on and on a little bit, but I think that's mostly what I have to say about, or well, mostly what I wanted to show you what he was saying. He didn't feel like JLo was being rude. I have eyes and ears, and I could tell you that JLo wasn't being rude. I don't think that this should have been a controversy in the first place because it was completely overblown. And also, I think he brought up a really good point of like, we honestly need to normalize not being fake nice to people in work environments. Actually, I really think that we should normalize not being fake nice to people anywhere. Dare I say, it's a pretty American thing. Or hold on, wait. Chat, you can stop me if I'm getting really annoying. Or I'm saying things that I don't understand here. But having kind of like interacted with a bunch of people from all over the place, I have grown to realize how very American it is to expect people to be nice to you for no reason. I didn't know that actually like smiling at people and talking in a really like nice customer service voice all the time comes across as just wildly strange to people from other places and cultures. And so when I sort of realized that, I was like so liberated. The first time a European friend of mine was interacting with me and I thought they were being rude because I'm American, but then I realized like, oh, this person isn't being rude. They're just not like I don't know, playing me right now. They're just being real. They're not super happy, so they're not smiling about anything. And it was like fireworks. So let me tell you this right now. You catch me out in public, I'm probably finna be smiling if I encounter you because I am happy, right? If I'm talking to a server, I'm definitely going to be nice. I'm going to be polite and this, that, the other. But yeah, no, being fake nice and this idea that you should be fake nice, I find it pretty silly. And it also just gets super gendered when you start talking about what women should or should not be doing in their interactions with people. I'm reading chat. Someone said, thank you. As a person who moved to the US in high school, I hate all the fake nice. Just let me move throughout my day. Yes, please stop labeling people rude because they're not being fake nice. Someone said fake niceness just feels passive aggressive to me. Yeah. Now, again, don't be fake nice. Be real kind. You want to quote me? Quote me. Don't be fake nice. Be real kind to people. In fact, I probably didn't make that up because that's a really good quote. That's a really good quote. There's no way on God's green earth I made that up. Because if I did, you're gonna have to pay me. Hold on a second. Don't be fake nice. Be real kind. I don't think anyone has said that in these words. Now hold on a second. Nah, I ate that up. I just invented one of the greatest quotes of all time. That's an all-timer right there. That's an all-timer right there. Don't be fake nice. Be real kind. D'Angelo. If you ever quote that, you better add that little attribution at the end right there. I used a full brain cell on that one. Someone said you may have I think I invented this. Hold on, wait. Let me do like a more specific search. We'll put the quotes. That way they'll show if these words have ever appeared in this order. Oh wait, I spelled it wrong. Hold on. Don't be fake nice. Be real kind. No one has ever said it. No one has ever said it. No one in the world has ever said this. Okay, great. Yeah. Take it from me. And that's a Texasism right there. That's a Texasism. Because we say things like real kind. It was real big. Oh, I was real dumb. Oh, yeah. He's real mad. That's a Texasism that I just invented for y'all. All right. Anyways, getting back into it. So another thing he points out in the video, I'm not going to play the rest of it, but he says people were also saying the same thing about Cara Delevingne. Back when she did the glambot, everybody was accusing her of being rude. And so I would like to take a look at that one too, under the context of this whole fake nice thing. Let's see. All right, so did I pull the wrong? Oh no, I found it. Okay, easy peasy. So I'm just gonna mute this one and talk over it because I do love to yap. I really do. And they use a lot of like music in the background that I don't want to get hit with. So Cara Delevingne is over here, Cara Delevingne it up, you know, making hella faces, just doing whatever she does, and notably not really smiling at bro. And it was the same thing back in 2024 where people were saying, oh, she has an attitude problem, this, that, the other. But you can even find people defending her here. He says in his video that he didn't find Cara to be rude to him. Let's see. Bit of an attitude, but the end result is gorgeous. I can't imagine rolling my eyes like that, knowing how many cameras are facing me. You know what I mean? It's not a new thing. I guess that's what I would like to say about the whole J-Lo situation. This happens occasionally where the woman in question gets slammed for not smiling right. Someone said at least she's looking at him in the eye. Yeah, at least she also spoke. She's not mic'd up. But yeah, no, that's my unpopular opinion. That's my deeply, deeply unpopular opinion. It's not TikTok approved. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all this comment right here. People get really pressed when women don't smile, don't they? That's my unpopular opinion. You're totally free to your own. If you think that J-Lo was actually being super rude, More power to you. I'm just telling you I didn't see it. I didn't see what people were seeing. Someone says this is all just big POV. A woman didn't smile. I know. Okay, well, hold on. Someone brought up the eye roll. Hold on. Someone brought up the eye roll. Someone said the eye roll wasn't nice, man. Listen. Let's take a look at the eye roll for a second. I'm going to be real with you. Full screen. God forbid you have a personality. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that was even the eye roll. That was just like there you go. The eye roll in the beginning. God forbid you have any sort. Look, I'm now shamelessly defending behavior that other people think is rude. God forbid you display any sort of personality. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Someone says she literally said, "Hello, darling." Yeah, no, literally. She said hi to him. She said hi to him. This is such an interesting topic because I feel like it really brings out such division in people. And if I'm going to see people divided, I would rather it be over something like this that doesn't actually involve hatred or whatever. If someone's tapping me on the shoulder and they're like, D'Angelo, your dress is so beautiful. We need to get this last little glambot thing. And I'm trying to go home. And I'm just like, I have to be beautiful again. Okay. Y'all are going to hate me? Is it going to be a hate campaign? Because I would not be being serious in that scenario. But that's just me. That's just me. Someone said, you should smile more all the time in customer service as a femme presenting non-binary person. Yeah, no, it is reeking of you would look prettier if you smiled. Now, that being said, I still don't know anything about Cara Delevingne. She could secretly be the rudest person on earth. And I would look stupid for defending this, but I don't think that's what that is. All right. Moving on into the next phase. So I think I've adequately shown that people on TikTok, well, not like you needed me to show you this, but I think I've adequately shown that people on TikTok are quick to just dogpile on you over things that may or may not even be real. I guess that's why it shouldn't really come as a surprise that the tables have turned. Sort of, the game changed a little bit, and then everybody on TikTok started dogpiling on the glambot guy because of some things that were revealed in the past that many people did not think were very nice, which I might tend to agree with. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this up. Long ago, many moons ago, in 2019, a woman named Yinka. I could just end it right there. In 2019, a woman. Video over. Roll the credits, Christopher Nolan. No, in 2019, a woman named Yinka Animashan asked him if she could book the glambot for her wedding. I'm going to go ahead and read these to you because it's kind of a scrolling scenario. But she says, "Hi, are you / the glambot available for private events such as a wedding? I'd love to have you at mine, September 20th and September 22nd. Please let me know your availability and rates. Thanks." So says Yinka, right? So Cole gets back to her, glambot guy, and says, "Hi, Yinka. Thanks for reaching out. Just so you're aware, the glambot is a camera system and personnel used by a network television station for one of the biggest red carpets of the year. It is not cheap. And if you feel like something like this might be within your budget range, then I'm happy to discuss further. Thanks, Cole. I'm on board so far. I'm fine with this. I'm not getting any red flags from either one of these people." Okay, so scrolling. Yinka gets back and says, "Hi, Cole. Yeah, it's something in my budget range. Thanks." And Cole says, press and play. Copy. "I don't see how you could be, since I didn't say how much it was. And it could be between $10,000 and $1 million. Signed, Cole." Chat, this is a strange response. Because it really does lead me to wonder, what about Yinka is communicating to you that she would not be able to afford something expensive? There's not much information available from an email. I mean, we do have her profile picture here and we can see her, but let's just keep going. So Yinka says, and I think that this is actually such a valid response. Yeah, I just assumed it was very pricey since it's featured at the Oscars. Basically saying I'm not stupid. So what are the steps to book? Would you be the person that comes, or do you just work with them for red carpets? What's the rundown? And Cole says, it's a crew of about 15 people plus network setups, rehearsals, gear drop-off, camera rental, lighting rental, insurance, permits, etc., etc., etc. At this point, I'm like, bro, drop a number. Drop a number or drop the addy at this point. I'll pull up and we can discuss in person. Like, how much does it cost? We get it. It's expensive. And so Yinka says, so where would I begin? Through you? Or is there a website? And Cole says, okay, it's $300,000 and I'll take a 10% deposit to secure the gear. And once I have the deposit, I can do a contract. Ready to get started? So says Cole. Why did he ask her for $30,000 before signing a contract? I feel like that point has sort of flown under the radar. Many people are focusing on the price or the way he was speaking to this person, all of which I think are valid points. But somebody telling you, oh yeah, put 10% down and then we will formalize this $300,000 payment. That's not how that works. Someone says, has he addressed this yet? No. Well, not that I've seen. I looked for a response and I didn't see one. So Yinka says, thanks, Cole. I'll reach out by Monday. It should have ended here. It should have ended here. It should have ended here. With her saying, I'll reach out by Monday, but he had to throw in this last little bit. If you wanted to know how much it costs, you just needed to ask. You don't need to pretend you're going to book it. Signed, Cole. Chat, that is a garbage way of interacting with people, period. The massive reaches and leaps that people were going to call someone not smiling rude. This is rude. And so now you can see why I think people online were being like, oh, okay, actually, you kind of suck for that heavy. That was really deeply uncool. And it's not really as simple. It's not really as simple as it seems. So Yinka gets back with one final message that she's shown. And she says, I did want to book it. That's why I asked. I want to book it, right? Let's talk about her for a second. Whereas it's possible that maybe somebody could be trolling him or whatever, nothing she was saying indicated that she was reaching out to waste his time, right? And looking at the person in question, let me tell you right now, he picked the wrong one. Bro missed out. Because you have a Nigerian woman and an Indian dude getting married. Let me tell you something right now. I'm finna profile. Nigerian weddings are crazy. Indian weddings are, they're just different. If there is one thing that somebody is going to have for a combination of two of the most extravagant wedding cultures doing a fusion dance, it's the money to book somebody like Glambot Cole. Okay? He literally told two of the biggest wedding cultures ever, oh, y'all probably can't afford me, and likely missed out on that. So yeah, you can look at the wedding. It's beautiful. They had 3 separate ceremonies. They held it in like this golf club in Texas. Every single outfit was amazing. There was so much just like cultural exchange between the two of them. Everybody genuinely looked amazing. And then like, look at this group of people. Imagine getting glambot shots of this. I don't want glambot shots of Joey King going, hiya guys. Sorry, Joey. I want glambot shots of this. This is what this should be used for. Okay? Yeah, no. Dude, she totally, oh my gosh, you got the horse decked out. They got the horse decked out. This horse is wearing more drip than I have in my closet right now. Yeah, no, so he was just really dumb. He was really rude and dumb. And according to Yinka, in her opinion, racist. Hold on, let's get into that. Or at the very least, microaggressive. I don't want to put words in her mouth. Let's just see exactly what she said. I'm gonna pull this up. Oh my gosh, wait, hold on, I'm suffering because I don't know how to click links. Okay, I found it. Yeah. So in a statement to People magazine, Yinka said, as a black woman, I am no stranger to people making assumptions about who I am or what I am capable of. But I think his responses to me were exceptionally unprofessional and unkind. I was preparing for one of the best days of my life, and to this day, his response shocks me. That isn't how you speak to a potential client or people in general. Hopefully, my sharing this can be a learning experience for him and enable him to be a bit better, or at least a bit more kind. Chat, I would tend to agree. I do personally think that even if it wasn't motivated by conscious thought, to take a look at somebody like Yinka Animashom, see her profile picture, see who she is, see who you're dealing with, and immediately assume this person can't afford my services. It's racist. There are so many people bending over backwards right now to try to be like, oh no, actually, it's not that deep. Hold on, I would like to show you some of these because I don't think that people are actually being malicious with this. But I love this debate because I feel like it's important to talk about. All right, hold on. Someone said also feels misogynistic. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that angle. But wait, hold on. I didn't even think about that angle. But I do feel like, yeah, low key, if somebody different was reaching out and like, oh, hey, bro, my team is ready to move forward with this. Is this the same language he would be using? I'm not sure. People are saying misogynoir. I would have to agree. So you have videos like this. I have it muted again. One day, I will learn. One day I will learn.
So a lot of people right now are really mad at the glambot guy, and it comes down to these DMs that were leaked from 2019 where he was getting really pissy at somebody who was trying to book him and his crew for a wedding function. And whilst I can understand the DMs don't look like great, I don't really think it's that deep. Like, I know you can say, okay, he looks bad there, but at the end of the day, that was 7 years ago. He might have just been having a bad day. He might have been getting an info.
The exhaustion that just settles in my bones when I hear the phrase, it's not that deep nowadays. It's very old. It's a very old and deep exhaustion. I think sometimes I feel a tiredness that stretches back far beyond the 27 years that I've been here on this planet. And I'm sorry, but non-black people sitting around saying, actually, it's not that deep. It makes me tired. Old tired. Nah, fam. That's not it. You also have this other one from a creator who also has a million followers. By the way, this is not to say that you can't have an opinion on these things if you're not black, but you know that's not what I'm saying. So this person who I've never even heard of, but has more subscribers on TikTok than I have on this channel, is basically saying the same thing, where it's like
about 15 people plus network setups, rehearsals.
Skipping to the part.
This is where everybody's kind of getting ticked off. He said, if you want to know the public, he is running a business. He needed to ask. You don't need to pretend you are going to book it. I have a differing opinion from majority of the public. He is running a business. He is providing for 15 people. He made it known that he comes at a premium price, and that's what you get for a premium product. He didn't invent the glambot, but he did create the concept to bring the glambot and all the tech to big award shows. And that comes with a lot of responsibility. And as you know, if you run a small business, a lot of back end expenses. What?
Bending over backwards. That's all I can really say. If this was a different scenario and different people were involved, I don't think that people, and this person said it's an unpopular opinion. It's not. I commonly see this opinion that, like, why is this person even bringing this up? It's from 2019. Why would you hold this grudge? Whatever. He's entitled to respond, this, that, the other. Like, nah, fam. I personally think everybody fumbled that aspect of the scenario. Somebody said loud and wrong. Yeah, no. I would just like to put my foot down and say with no apology, no disclaimer, it was totally a microaggression, whether he realized it or not. That doesn't make him malicious, but that definitely doesn't mean it being pointed out should be discounted as not that deep. That's all I have to say about that specific portion of that. So funnily enough, oh, by the way, that's also like, he's like this too with everybody, which is definitely worth pointing out. This one other person shared their interaction with him. Hold on, let me find it. Someone else in 2019, he must have gone like somewhat viral or something, was asking if they could book him. They're like, oh, hey, can we book you for a wedding? And he's like, hey, dude, I mean, you can, but there's a reason the glambot is only at the Oscars, the Grammys, and the Golden Globes. Money bag emoji, money bag emoji, money bag emoji, money bag emoji, money bag emoji. So if I can make an assumption about glambot Cole, he seems to think that only famous people are rich. I don't think that that's me doing too much armchair psychology. It just is based off his interactions with people. I don't know why he seems to believe that only people on the red carpet could possibly have enough money in life to afford things like this, to afford or disposable income, things that they don't need. Cole, so many people can spend a lot of money on things even if they're not famous. It's kind of like you have to let go of this idea, my brother. This is dumb. You are losing clients because you are delusional about the sorry, that's all I have to say. Some say he's definitely elitist. He is. This is an elitist mentality, and I don't think it's very cool. Also, previous directors of the glambot, previous operators of the glambot are coming forward and kind of like either providing additional information or low-key making fun of the scenario, and it is so funny. It is so funny. Hold on. So Cole did not invent the glambot. It was actually invented by this dude, Joseph Kahn, right? And he tweeted very recently, this was 2 days ago. Oh man, chat, I'm so on top of it. I'm so on top of the story. Okay, so he tweeted 2 days ago, I keep hearing my name in glambot. Yes, I created it back in 2016 for E. The lighting, camera work, lens choices, and methodology are all my design. I ended up having to both operate and win a Grammy at the same time at the Grammys. It was too much. It's fun, but I'm busy, right? And then, so again, Cole has never claimed to actually invent this. It's more of a T-Pain scenario where he popularized it more than anything. But Joseph Kahn kind of indirectly referenced the ongoing scenario. Hold on. So what you should know is that like this guy's resume goes way back. Hold on, wait. I pulled. Oh, I thought I put caps lock on, and then I almost deleted my outline entirely. That would have been hilarious. Okay, wait. Okay, fixed it. Anyways, bro, he directed Toxic. I'm sorry, just off of directing Toxic by Britney Spears, I feel like he has to be in the runnings for one of the greatest directors of all time. That's just my opinion. Hold on, wait. They have on his Wikipedia just like a list of all of the things that he had directed, and I was like, or all the celebrities that he's worked with in terms of creating iconic music videos for them, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Okay, bro was out here with Britney Spears, Taylor Swift, Eminem, Lady Gaga, Snoop Dogg. Oof, Chris Brown. That's a bit of an L, but you know what? Kelly Clarkson, Ava Max, Mariah Carey, etc. Like, if there's one thing bro knows, it is music videos, and that's why it's really funny to see. Hold on. Someone said, wait. Okay, I pulled it. I had to pull this from Reddit. I swear to God, it would be easier. You know what would be nice? If somebody would just do all the work. If somebody would just do all the work that I do for my videos ahead of time, and then I could just rip off their work, and I don't have to open 50 websites to get through a video, that would be awesome. But anyways, someone said, do you do funerals? And he said, yes. I will shoot your dead aunt on a glambot. Oh wait, I realize I'm covering it. He said, yes, I will shoot your dead aunt on a glambot for $3 million. Deposit 10% and her wig, which I think is hilarious. I'm sorry, that's just genuinely funny. He also said, do you want to operate glambot? Here's how you do it. Put your iPhone on a selfie stick, record in slow motion, swing it at someone really fast, stabilize it with editing software, slow it with a good app. Congrats, you just made $300,000 at a wedding. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know it was personal like that. And then I think the last thing that he said, I was just like, oh, bro was like not having this. He said, I don't shoot glambot anymore, but I do shoot Super Bowl commercials. I've got 2 coming up this year. See you in 3 weeks. Now, chat. You can say that I'm reaching or I'm doing too much. I don't think glambot creator likes this new glambot guy, or at least not this glambot drama that has now been attached to the thing that he's creating, because this is some real shady stuff. I think it's hilarious and that he's completely justified in it, but wow, I feel like this aspect of the story is really funny. Also, you have another previous operator of the glambot, because this has been in the hands of many a person. So look, proof. This guy right here, Nigel Barker, talking 471 weeks ago? Oh, 2017. Okay. Talking about, look, here's the glambot. I'm doing the Golden Globes for E. So this is not just a random person. He said, and I just find this to be so interesting. I used to be the glambot director several years ago, and I've since booked the camera system on other jobs. Like for an ALO yoga campaign, it cost around $25,000 for a basic package in New York or LA. I was the director at the Globes and Grammys. So, deeply confused by the $300,000 quote. Now, granted, from what I've seen, this is consistent. Like, other people have also reached out to glambot Cole, and he has given them the same figure. But I'm like, I'm not advocating that people don't get paid for their work. Okay. I'm just saying, I don't quite understand how the price of this. Listen, inflation is real. Inflation is a thing. I just don't realistically see the operating cost of this going from $25,000 to $300,000 over the course of 2 years. Because, like, he was talking about this in 2019. So yeah, no, I'm sorry. That is very, very deeply strange. Someone said, I just realized $300,000 is crazy. Dude, it's a lot of money. Listen, here's the thing. When you offer a creative service, I personally believe you can charge whatever you want. That's my unpopular opinion. I consider glambot to be a creative service for sure. And I believe that, like, if you make, let's say, I've mimed knitting, so now I have to continue this metaphor. Let's say you've knitted a sweater and you're like, wow, this sweater is fire. I'm going to charge $12,000 for this sweater. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here telling you, no, don't charge $12,000 for that. Go right ahead. If somebody wants to pay you $12,000 for a sweater, which I would if I could, because knitting is really cool. It's between the artist and the person consuming the content. But that doesn't change the fact that this, to me, is reading as a very, very overblown number for what is essentially 1 day of work. But you know what? Again, I don't want to sound like that guy who's just like, oh no, you shouldn't ask for money for services. Everybody should be getting paid for the things that they're doing. Someone said there's also like a bunch of similar cameras in major cities that do weddings and other events. Yeah, I've seen glambot like arms and teams, even operators, available for far less than $300,000. So to the people who are even reaching out to glambot Cole, I don't think you should. You should probably find somebody or take Khan's advice and do it yourself. But yeah, I don't think anybody needs to be paying 6 figures for this. Someone said that's actually how much it costs for the labor and wool. Are you telling me that it does cost $12,000 to knit a sweater? I would pay you Listen, if I had $12,000 and I could give it to like a person instead of a company or like a fashion house, and you made something that I want, I'm like, okay, bet. I don't know if I believe you that yarn costs $12,000, but I would rather give it to you than Givenchy. I would rather give it to you than Yves Saint Laurent. Personally, I would rather give it to you than Gucci, so I'll do it. I would do it. I'm reading chat. Someone said at least make the sweater good quality. Yes, please do. Someone said we have one of those at my job. Yes, exactly. Oh, wait, hold on. That brings me to my final point, because this is actually pretty important to say. So I'm pulling this from the Tab, which I don't know anything about as a website, but look. Dramatic downfall of Cole Walliser, the glambot guy who's getting dragged all over TikTok. Now, chat, this is a part where I'm going to ask y'all to be a little bit nuanced with me. Excuse me. Even though he was wrong and did something wrong 7 years ago, I don't really think this whole dramatic downfall narrative is warranted, because first of all, it's not that serious. It's literally just some people saying things on TikTok. And secondly, in the grand scale of things, I am very comfortable saying that this is actually not that deep in terms of like, this needs to be the new guy who we all hate, and this is a new guy who we all need to be reacting to, and this is our drama. Look, here I am reacting to it. It's drama, I agree, but if y'all really think I'm gonna sit here and spin this into like a commentary video essay about like, oh, the downfall of this one guy who clearly is somewhat elitist and was pretty rude to people a few years ago, but other than that, I can't find anything worth criticizing him over, because I don't think there's anything else. It's kind of the extent of the video. So the dragging is overmuch and wild. Bloodsport hurts the soul. Yeah, it's literally not that. Look, I just earlier in the video, I just said saying it's not that deep is usually not a good thing. This is a case where it's not that deep. It's no one's career is over. I promise you. Now, that being said, he hasn't done any sort of response to the wedding stuff. Again, it was literally 7 years ago, but it is going really viral right now. And I think it would be nice to know, how does he feel about this? Is this something that you think is right? I have no idea. It's pretty hard for me to say. Clearly he did in 2019, but anything I have beyond that would just be speculation. So alas. I'm reading chat. Someone said they're acting like he's gonna die. I know. I purposely pulled a really overdramatic source, but it's very much that energy over on TikTok, where, as you can see, people be wild. All right. Well, that being said, hold on. Let me go through my outline, make sure I hit everything, because I think I hit everything. What did I talk about? We talked about Young Thug's glambot moment. Okay. We talked about it's a robot arm. Yeah. We looked at Lisa's glambot, which was actually pretty fun. I liked it. The glambot guy. We talked about not understanding glambot. It's still fine. Great. Okay. Joey King. Apparently, we talked about J-Lo going viral for being rude, even though I don't think that happened. We listened to J-Lo's weird song. That was very weird. What else? His response to J-Lo. Cara Delevingne. Yep, that happened as well. The wedding controversy and him being rude to people who had so much money to throw at him, but he just couldn't take it because he fumbled the bag. We talked about the OG glambot guy, kind of seemingly joking about this quite a bit on Twitter, which I think is hilarious. We talked about former operators saying it might not really cost that much. And ultimately I said the reactions to this are overblown. So yeah, I think this is so covered. Sit right where you are. I'm going to record an outline, but I'm going to record an outro, but the stream isn't over yet. Someone said J-Lo is rude. No, she probably is. But like, it was a whole different thing. Okay, anyways. But that being said, hopefully you never have to think about glambot or glambot Cole ever again. I know I probably won't. But yeah, I actually recorded this video live right here on YouTube, where I stream pretty frequently. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Unless I don't. In which case, I have... I don't know. I'm probably just sleeping, or I just chose not to do my job today. Really, it's on you, not me. Anyway, I hope to see you in the next stream or video. If not, it doesn't matter. Bye. Okay, stay where you are. That was a fake bye. Fake bye? ... All right, stop recording. All right, no, I have so much more to talk to y'all about, for real. Like, hold on, let me pull up my agenda. Yes, I got stuff on my agenda. I got stuff on my agenda. Okay, yeah, we're going to talk about Troye Sivan. Like I said, we're going to talk about this weird AI music thing. We're going to talk about the BBC. I don't think I even told you that. We're going to talk about the BBC trying to get into YouTube, which is so ridiculous. And then YouTube also making shorts worse for people. Someone says secret bonus content. I have so much bonus content. Hey, if you're new to my streams, you might be surprised. But anybody who's been here can tell you, it's usually only the first like 2 to 3-ish hours of my stream, or even sometimes just 90 minutes. That is me actually covering the topic. Everything else after that is me just freestyling or playing dumb games or taking stupid tests. So yeah, if you're here for some bonus content, let's go. Drag race drama? I don't know. I've never, well, no, I've totally watched Drag Race, but I'm not caught up or anything like that. Some said the Yap Sesh after hours go crazy. They do though. I'm such a fan. It's so much fun after the actual video. Okay. Don't tell my video viewers this. Don't tell the video only viewers this. But I do actually like this part a little bit more. Not because I don't enjoy going through my outlines. I love showing all the research I've done and talking about these topics and stuff. I just think it's so fun to not have a plan. So much of my approach to YouTube in the previous years was like scripted and content strategy, and I have to really be on top of everything and this, that, the other. So I can be that when I have to, but it's actually so very fun to just be like, hey, let's just read this article. Let's just take this political compass test. Let's just, I don't know, talk about music or whatever. Yeah, no, I love this part of my stream. This part of the stream is why this is my happy place, low-key. Someone said, what about Troye? Okay, we can jump right into Troye. Let's do it. So most of this is honestly going to be me just reading what Troye Sivan said, because he kind of got it covered. But I would say for those of you who don't know, but come on, y'all, we know who Troye Sivan is. Maybe some of you don't, and that's okay if you don't. He is a singer, songwriter, right? Australian, known for hits like Bloom. One of Your Girls, I think, is a Troye Sivan. Yeah, he has a bunch of hits, actually. And he's also definitely known for his signature look. That's a really, really big part of it, is that youthful twink thing going on for him, right? However, something is happening. Something is happening that I don't think delusional people realize happens. Troye Sivan is aging. He got older, and apparently that is enough to be controversy. So let's take a look at that, because I just think this is such a good topic. It's such a good topic. So he posted an article on his Substack, which, by the way, why does literally every celebrity have a Substack now? Anyways, he posted something called, it's currently titled Feeling a Bit Ugly. And he said, someone said, I've never heard D'Angelo say twink. I said it. It comes up in this video or in this article a lot. I oscillate constantly between feeling like I'm aging. Oh, I thought it went away. I got so mad. I oscillate constantly between feeling like I'm aging in a good way, getting sexier with time, and then feeling like Gollum's very close pop singing relative, so decrepit, somehow both skinny and fat at the same time. I'm 30. I've struggled with my body image for a lot of my life, as I'm sure most people have. Who here has struggled with their body image for a lot of... I did. Yeah. I swear having a body is like my biggest L. But anyways, I'm historically famously skinny, and I'm not that... I'm historically famously skinny, and I'm not that skinny anymore. I'm historically famously twinky. I'm still the Google search result image for twink, and I'm not that twinky anymore. Oy vey. My natural response to this pressure is two-pronged, depending on the day or hour you catch me. Okay, so essentially, he's giving us two versions of Troye. Two versions. Within Troye, there are two wolves. So wolf number one says, let's not forget, I'm woke. I grew up on the Tumblr of 2012. Before we were woke, we were social justice warriors, and the corner I existed in online was on the front line. I am body positive to my core and believe that everybody is beautiful. I'm grateful for mine and yours, sexy, it says, and that it allows me to do all the things that I want to, free of pain and illness. It's also cool to age. I've heard this piece of advice anecdotally from a person at the very top of the fashion world. Stay ugly, i.e., don't mess with your face. How cool, he says, when everyone else has the same nose and no wrinkles and no smile lines and filler that's migrated all the way down to their necks. You'll be so happy and chic and weathered and wise. Since December 1st, he says, I've been going to the gym and eating more, tracking calories, but in a way that feels less toxic than it sounds. I've been pleasantly surprised by how much I am advised to eat. I've been getting bigger, still lean, but more muscly, defined, and toned. It's only been 6 weeks, and sometimes I'll run my hands over my chest and feel like it belongs to someone else. I have more energy and less tension in my neck. I'm proud of myself. So it sounds like he's trying to be healthier. I don't think trying to be healthier is our business, first of all, but definitely not something where we should be like, oh, well, you look different though, so therefore it's bad. Because Troye Sivan looking really skinny or whatever he did beforehand didn't necessarily mean he was healthy. But let's hear wolf number 2 inside of Troye, because it's actually really super toxic. But I think it's good that he's sharing it. Prong 2. Fat transfer to my under eyes. I've heard filler under eye is dangerous and can look bad. Consultation was going to cost me $3,000. I know because I called to ask. I'd have to go under general anesthetic. They take the fat from my legs or abdomen, lipo, but not enough to see any change from the donor area, purify it, and inject it into my face. I've also heard I'm in the ideal window to start the baby Botox. How does that look on men? I really don't want that frozen look, but I do notice my 11s are starting to show even when I'm not frowning. I frown all the time because I have light blue eyes that are sensitive to sun. That's probably really bad. I should also probably start wearing SPF every day. You are Australian. How are you not wearing SPF? I know he probably lives in LA or something. Wait, it's also really sunny in LA. You should have been wearing SPF anyways. I guess if I'm backlit or only show the half of my face where the volume loss under my eyes is less pronounced, my right side is worse than my left, and angle my phone up high above my head and look sort of doe-eyed, I can still kind of look the same as I did 5 or 6 years ago. The cracks are starting to show though. What good is money in modern medicine if not to fix all these flaws that this random plastic surgeon told me, this random sicko plastic surgeon told me I have in an Instagram reel? And so here you have, I guess, this guy, and this is a video that triggered Troye, showing Troye as he was so young in this picture, I feel like, and then Troye now, and gasp of all gasps, he aged. This seems to be, now granted, we just have to take Troye's word for it because the video in question has been deleted. But yeah, this really does seem to be this plastic surgeon dude saying, oh, Troye, you need to make these changes to your face, and then you can be Troye Sivan again. You can be beautiful and you can be young. And I'm like, dude, to even post content like this. Also, my brother in Christ, I don't want your advice on what I should be doing with my face. You handsome Squidward, look at, I don't think you're the one who needs to be offering other people advice. I'm not going off of things that you can't change about yourself. I'm going off of things that you did change about yourself. Please sit down. But anyways, Troye says, I've always hated red carpet photos. I think I felt I looked good in the photos maybe twice. 3 times if you count the Met Gala where I wore the black dress and looked like the mom from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, but in kind of a chic way. How do I stand? I'm too embarrassed to pose the way I think people who look good on red carpets pose. So I just sort of stand there and do a bit of a half smile with my hands in my pockets and end up with something that, at best, looks like a school picture. I knew on the night of the NGV gala that I did not feel like I looked good on the red carpet. I checked my Instagram tags and was definitely like, oh, it wasn't great. Hearing this unsolicited medical advice given publicly by a doctor I do not know pushed me toward prong 2, toward Wolf 2 for a fair few days. My all-knowing, eternally and deeply evil algorithm saw the opportunity in this moment of vulnerability and pulled every lever and dialed every knob to 1000. I saw video after video of deep plane facelift recoveries and ads for unapproved GLP-1 meds that now come in pill form. I weigh 130 pounds at the moment, he says. I hit the not interested button a few times and hope for the best. This is painful. This is awful. First of all, I feel like to be any age at all and to be thinking about yourself this way hurts for sure. But I can't stress this enough. Like, wait, someone said, where's the kind? Oh no, I was being very deeply unkind. Yeah, and I would do it again. No, like, y'all, 30 is not old. 30 is a crazy age to be out here thinking about deep plane facelifts and how much preventative Botox you're going to need to fix your face. That way you can look like you did when you were in your early 20s. We're never, ever, ever going to look like we did in our early 20s. That's not going to happen. This is, I don't want to use the word dystopian to describe everything, but this is a very negative ramification, I feel like, of the environment we're currently in. So he says, so who's going to win out in the end of the day? Prong number 1 or prong number 2? I'm embarrassed to say, but I can't make any promises. Keep your eyes on my under eyes for updates. I'm patient with myself and understand and respect both approaches. It's us versus species-endingly insatiable corporate greed with access to addictive brainwashing technology. Good luck! And then he says, edit. The doctor in the aforementioned video removed it and sent me a really thoughtful and sweet message apologizing. The title of this post used to be F this guy, and now it's feeling a bit uggo. No hard feelings from my side whatsoever. Thanks for all the love, guys. Yeah. So I have mixed feelings, but I need to drink some water first. Someone said, I just turned 30 and I don't think I look any different. Aside from the fact that I'm fatter, I definitely don't feel old. Because you're not old. You're literally only 30. Yeah, normalize gaining weight, by the way. Trying to maintain any one specific weight, especially one that you held when you were younger, is exhausting. But anyways, people are saying Zionist. Oh, is he a Zionist? Chat, first of all, I don't know if that's true. But secondly, please put that in the box for a second while I talk about my main topic. Which is that, like, it's a two-sided thing, because when you click into Troy's music videos, right, and you have him surrounded by LA people and you're not really seeing too much diversity or anything like that, Troye Sivan is also sort of part of the machine. I don't remember seeing too much. Like, hold on, wait, let me see. There's a video in question that I'm thinking of, and it's like, I Feel the Rush, I think. Troye Sivan Rush. Okay, so I don't really think I can show too much of this video because YouTube is going to be like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? This is sexual. Oh, whoa, hold on. Dang. Okay. The difference between what people who upload music videos are allowed to show and what I, as a random YouTuber, am allowed to show is so infuriating, actually. I am not a prude. I am not puritanical. I just find it really annoying that I have to censor literally everything. And you have people uploading videos and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not wearing any clothes at all. Yeah, I'm going to use every single bad word known to man in a 3-minute video. And YouTube is going to just let that happen. YouTube is going to let that happen. Okay, so anyways, all this to say, here's a screenshot because I don't feel safe and comfortable playing the rest of this video. However, Troye Sivan himself definitely is part of the machine, or rather the aesthetic that he cultivates is part of the machine that leads people to feel very homogenized. I remember watching this video and thinking to myself, wow, we kind of have diversity here, but not really. Everybody in this video is like so skinny and fit, and like, you know, I guess it's cool to be surrounded by skinny people as some sort of artistic statement or this, that, the other, but like, I remember not liking that when this video came out, personally, even though maybe I was being that one friend that was too woke, right? I never really know nowadays. So I'm not bringing this up to say Troy has no right to complain about these things. I'm saying we should let all of this go. We shouldn't be centering certain body types as the ideal all the time when they're so unattainable for people. We definitely should not be making videos telling other people what they should or should not be doing plastic surgery wise with their face. That's insane that that's even a form of content. But yeah, I thought personally it was a pretty great article because I like people being honest about how they feel, even if those feelings are nasty. Even if those feelings are like really awful and driven by terrible algorithms and people making awful content, I still think talking about and being open and honest about feeling bad is always a good thing. That's just me. That's just me. Personally. That's what I had to say about Troye Sivan. Did y'all like that? That wasn't even a video. That was just me rambling because I thought it was an interesting article. Someone said, by the way, D'Angelo, do you still listen to Slater? Yeah, I think I've heard her recent songs. Like, does she have one called, what was it? I forget her last one where she says it doesn't matter, just let me dance or whatever. So good. I'm reading chat. We got to get more mid celebrities. I love watching older media and seeing dudes. Wait, hold on. Let me pull this back up. Wait. I'm losing your comment. Come back. We got to get more mid celebrities. I love watching older media and seeing dudes who look like 8 guys I went to a house show with. No, that's true though. Hold on. I'm wiping my nose. The standard for being considered attractive has gotten so ridiculous at this point. I feel like it used to be the thing where you were just like a good looking person because I don't even know. I don't think it was that high of a standard. You were just, it was nice to be a good looking guy because you were just not a bad looking guy. But I feel like slowly, everything has gotten so ethereal. And now in order to be a good looking guy, you have to be like the Hulk essentially, or to be like a good looking woman or whatever. You have to be like Snapchat filter levels of unreal. And it's just like, what happened to the beauty standard, dude? Because I do genuinely feel like people who were known for looking good also did still look pretty normal up until recently. And now looking good means you look like, I don't know, you don't even live among us. Somebody said they cast for beauty, not for talent. That's why we don't have stars. I agree. Someone said only the dudes were allowed to be truly mid. Well, that's true. There have always been double standards. Actually, there's this really funny picture that I like to pull because I think it's hilarious. Let me see if I can find it. Images. Oh, I found it. Okay, so this is just a picture of 2 celebrities. But y'all, when I saw this for the first time, something really clicked for me. This is Beyonce and Ed Sheeran. And obviously, this is a very extreme case, but I think that's when I understood that there was a double standard. Granted, nobody told Beyonce that she had to dress like that, like so spectacularly. I feel like she probably could have gotten away with showing up dressed like Ed Sheeran, but like, no, she couldn't. She probably couldn't really get away with that if we're thinking about it. I really do think that like the standard for being considered a good looking, not that Ed Sheeran's known for being good looking, but just you have to work so hard seemingly. I'm not a woman personally, so I can't speak to how beautiful you have to be to get ahead in life or whatever. But yeah, I saw this picture. I'm like, this is hilarious. I get it. I understand something about the world now. Oh my gosh. Anyways, enough about Beyonce. I'm no Beyonce stan. I'm not a stan of anybody. I talked about this before. Like, I appreciate people's work. I like Beyonce's music, some of it that she's made, and I think it's great. But just being like a blind follower of everything someone does or whatever, I just don't think that's the way to be a fan anymore nowadays, personally. Someone said you always pulling Ed Sheeran pics kills me. Yeah. Someone said it looks Photoshop, but it's real. No, it's very real. No, I don't know why Ed Sheeran is like my default for like just a guy. I do think that like, and I say this in a way that is not dunking on him or derogatory at all. He just seems like such a normal person in a way that I feel like, listen, it could be a persona, it could be fake or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Regardless, the Ed Sheeran vibe that he puts out into the world just literally seems like some random guy who happened to get famous. It's hilarious. Someone said Ed Sheeran hate. I am not an Ed Sheeran hater, not by any means. No. Someone said Ed Sheeran equals generic man. Yeah, he seems like a guy who has one talent, or actually multiple talents. He's really good on the guitar. He's really good songwriter, this, that, the other. He has this one thing that he's really good at, and that's Ed. He plays the guitar and writes songs. It's so funny. It's so funny. Someone says he really does just seem like this guy. Anyways. Someone said I've never heard his music good. Oh, you don't like Ed Sheeran's music? That's fine. But I feel like you gotta find the right Ed Sheeran music, because The vast majority of the stuff that he puts out is not for me personally. But when he's in his Ed Sheeran bag, he's really in it though. Hold on. There's this one song. Go listen to I See Fire by Ed Sheeran. I don't even know if this is the right video that I just pulled, and I'm muting it because I still feel scared that we're going to catch a copyright claim for me listening to J-Lo's song earlier. Go listen to I See Fire by Ed Sheeran and let that influence your opinion on his songwriting and musical ability. I'm not even saying you need to be a fan. You don't need to even like the song. I'm just saying he does one specific thing on the radio very repeatedly. And that's why I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my God, I hate Ed Sheeran, because it's like the 17th Ed Sheeran song and he's Ed Sheeraning. You got to catch him off the radio. Those album deep cuts are like the things that he does. I mean, I think the song also played on the radio, but you get what I'm saying. I think he's a really, really strong songwriter, actually, personally. And speaking of that, that brings me to my next topic. I love a segue. Okay, we're going to do both of the AI topics back to back. That way we can stop talking about AI. But the first one I have for you is... Or does he have it? Oh, no, I have it right here. Okay. Bro. We've got to save old people. We have to save old people. They're falling for the AI music good scam, and it's making me sad. Liza Minnelli uses AI to release first new music in 13 years. Also, Art Garfunkel from Simon and Garfunkel is out here doing spoken word over AI music, and I'm like, no, we cannot have half of Simon and Garfunkel endorsing AI music. I don't know if y'all realize how deeply bad this actually is. This is actually pretty bad. Maybe the worst thing that could happen. So what's going on here is like AI companies are approaching older people and kind of selling AI stuff to them as like, oh yeah, it's this tool. This is the future. Come do this. Be part of this AI project or this, that, the other. Listen, Liza Minnelli definitely does understand that using AI to rip off other people's voices is bad. She says, I've always believed... wait, no, I'm reading the wrong part. There's this one part where she said, oh yeah, it's a $6 billion techno behemoth doing amazing things. What I will not allow this great company to do, create, clone, or copy my voice. We used AI arrangements, not AI vocals. The shout outs are all mine. Miss Minnelli, the arrangements that you're referring to are creating, copying, and cloning other people's arrangements. If you have a $6 billion company telling you that they're doing amazing things, don't take the $6 billion company's word for it. What did Garfunkel say? Music has evolved alongside technology from microphones to multi-track recording, Garfunkel said. What impressed me about this experience was the respect for musicianship. The human remains at the center. My voice plus the technology simply opens another door. They're adults. Okay, that's the first thing I would like to say. These people are not babies. I don't have to sit here and like defend them per se. Liza Minnelli, she's 79. Art Garfunkel is 84. But I do feel confident saying I feel like this is really sad and that they are being taken advantage of, in my opinion. Because nothing that they're saying really sounds like they have a complete grasp on what AI is. I hope that's not coming across as ageist. I'm just saying it strikes me as pretty insidious. It strikes me as pretty insidious to come to all these people and tell them, hey, this is what AI is. You're respecting musicianship. You're centering the human, but you're not actually stealing anything. This is real. We're a $6 billion company and we're here to help you make new things using tools like, what did he say? Microphones and multi-track recording. It's not the same thing. It's a lie. Now, that being said, they still have responsibility to do research and not go all in just because you're being, I don't know if they were paid, but I would imagine they were being paid to be part of this. But I feel like I have more of an ick for the AI companies than I do for Liza Minnelli and Art Garfunkel. And that's just kind of my opinion. I find it all to be really icky, but I think where I start thinking like, oh, this is just so nasty is the idea of going down a list of the oldest people still making music and trying to get them on board. I don't like it. I don't like it personally. Reading chat. Someone said respect to musicians. Yeah, no, like it's plagiarism, y'all. And ultimately they're still wrong for promoting this. But yeah, no, that made me sad. Okay, and then the second topic that I want to roll together so we can move off of the AI thing because I don't want to get stuck here. Remember, I've told y'all a couple times. Told y'all a couple times that YouTube is trying to turn its creators into AI avatars. I wasn't lying. I wasn't making stuff up. I wasn't being a conspiracy theorist. And I finally do have a more prominent source to share with you. I'm gonna run out of water if I don't stop. Okay, but like water's so good though. What's wrong with running out of water? So YouTube will soon let creators make shorts with their own AI likeness. This is from TechCrunch. This is real. The CEO of YouTube, the current CEO of YouTube, bro, he pisses me off. He actually genuinely pisses me off real bad. Because he is so all in with this AI thing. He's so deeply signed up. And I'm like, man, you know what? This sucks. Actually, can I just say, I don't even think that this is a bad take. Wait, I want to make sure that I'm spelling her name correctly. Screw it. I miss Susan Wojcicki. I said it. And I said what I said. I know that she was the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company. And also that she definitely wasn't doing the job perfectly or whatever. But I do genuinely think that YouTube has gotten worse since, you know, unfortunately, Susan leaving the company and then passing away. Very unfortunate. And I feel like this dude was such a step down. That's all I have to say. I'm not actually out here like shilling for like, oh yes, Susan Wojcicki was doing great things all the time with the platform, but sometimes I just get sad. Anyways, let's go ahead and read this. YouTube will soon let creators make shorts with their own AI likenesses. All right, this year, says Neil, you'll be able to create a short using your own likeness, produce games with a simple text prompt, and experiment with music. Throughout this evolution, AI will remain a tool for expression, not a replacement. Chat, why would I need to create a short using my... I'm looking for my phone. Why would I need to create a YouTube short using my own likeness when I'm right here? Hold on, I'm going to record something. Hi, this is me recording short form content to make a point. No one's ever going to see the short, but I don't know how to make short videos. I just did it. Where was the need for AI? Why do we need computers to make 3-minute videos for us? You'll be able to create a short using your own likeness, produce games with a simple text prompt, experiment with music, he says. Shorts, which now averages 200 billion daily views, is one of YouTube's most popular mediums. Excuse me. YouTube will also equip creators with new tools to manage the use of their likeness and AI-generated content. What? So while YouTube will allow you to feature your own likeness in your videos, they are also launching technology to prevent other people from using it. I get it. Okay, wow. So no one can AI generate anything of me, but I can AI generate something of myself to give you fake content because I guess I was too lazy to record a 2-minute video. Some said the laziness AI brings is depressing. It's literally the laziness for me. It really is. Because it's like, I don't know. I guess like, if I really do think about it, try being an influencer for a day. Try. My day ends at 5:19. Just kidding. I'm quoting Michaela Nagara. I don't actually believe that. It does take some work to get ready on camera and this, that, the other, and like show up looking nice. But you know what that's called? This might shock a lot of you. Having a job. I don't think it matters what your job is. You do still have to turn yourself back into a human before you leave the door. I know a lot of us are goblins. Actually, I know a lot of y'all are goblining. Y'all are in goblin mode right now. Y'all think that just because I can't see you, but I know you look like a goblin, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I see you curled up on the fix your posture first of all. Fix your posture, please. Y'all think that I don't know that some of y'all put on human costumes before you go to work because you have to. I have to do that. We all have to do this. I don't believe that just because AI technology exists, because my job is digital, I should no longer even have to make myself look presentable, if you will, before going. I'm okay doing the same amount of work as the average person. I'm okay. Someone said, I'm a remote worker, so I'm goblin mode. Oh, I knew it. Just make sure you're not like slouching too hard. That's all I care about. Be healthy and happy. But yeah, no, I'm not even going to read the rest of this because I don't care. But yeah, bro, get rid of this dude and his AI nonsense. It's ruining. It is actually ruining the platform. I know that we say everything is ruining the platform. Oh my gosh, short form content's ruining the platform, even though I kind of think it is. But like, shorts are ruining the platform. TikTokers have come and they're making videos. They're ruining the platform. Vine people have come and now Viners are YouTubers and they're ruining the platform. AI is ruining the platform. It is AI content that I think will turn YouTube into a website that nobody even really wants to use. Because what's the point of using it? I know we were getting, what did he say, 200 billion views a day? On shorts? Okay, I know that me saying this is cope because clearly people do want to use the website. The more and more and more that we do the AI stuff, but I don't know. I just don't like the direction that we're going. Someone said posture is one of my resolutions. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy to have. Forget posture. It's not even easy to like stand normally. Me standing in a way that is perceived by other people as normal, I had to make that a New Year's resolution way back when. Because I'm gangly. Someone said, why would I bother watching a video that nobody bothered to make? I agree with you. I agree. I could not agree more. Reading chat. Someone said, I just got here. What's happening? You caught me at the end of a topic. The CEO of YouTube wants me to have the ability to generate an AI version of myself that you can watch in the YouTube short instead of me. So that's cool. That's a great update. I've been waiting for that one. I hate it here. I really do. Someone said, I wish there was a way to disable shorts / reels from showing up on my feed. Yeah, I feel the same way, but like, what can you do? I try so hard to curate my For You to not have AI and still force upon me. Yeah, no, it is rough, buddy. It's rough. I stand and sit like Elle Laliette. Wait, that's really funny. Have y'all ever seen Elle's posture? Because it's hilarious. Hold on. I love Death Note so much. Death Note is one of my favorite anime. I feel like it's definitely flawed or whatever, but I don't care. I'm a Death Note apologist. It's so funny. Okay, listen. As long as your posture is better than this... As long as your posture is better than this, you're doing fine. Actually, I want my rundown on Death Note. Okay. Let's just take a look at some of these characters. I'll make this quick. We'll do Light. We'll do L. And we'll do Ryuk, let's be honest. Okay. My opinions on 3 of the most prominent characters from Death Note, which nobody asked for. Images... Open image, a new tab. Okay. When I was younger, this is who I thought I was. I'm going to be honest with you. He's a bad guy. He's a bad character. He thinks he knows everything in the entire world. He's actually kind of stupid, but he thinks that he's very deeply smart, right? I think that this is more so how I came across to people when I was younger. I don't know why I didn't realize that, like, everybody was like, bro, like in my real life, not on YouTube. They're like, he really just sits in that room and like edits video after video after video. What is he doing? Who are these people that he's talking to? He says it's a full-time job. Who is paying him? I don't understand this business model. I definitely came across this way to the people in my real life, but you know what? I still got a bag. And then this is just what I turned into. I didn't even ask for it. I wasn't trying to be anybody. In trying to be this, I wound up as this. And then when I stopped trying, now I'm literally just this. So that's my opinion on Death Note. You should watch it. You'll understand something about me. You'll learn. Some said, did you eat a lot of sweets too? I still eat too many sweets. What do you mean, did I have a sweet tooth, unfortunately. Someone said they clocked you, but you got a bag. Exactly. I mean, okay, chat. I think we all think that we were a little cooler than we actually were when we were younger. No. Did I word that right? Yeah. I think, or maybe some of y'all didn't. And you had a normal sense of self as an adolescent. But I kind of doubt it. I didn't think that I was actually God or anything like that. Now I do. Things have gotten much worse, trust me. But like, I was really out here wearing suspenders, okay? I was a nerd. I was like, oh, I want to be known for how I dress. I'm going to just start doing things that aren't even required of me. I had my suspenders era when I was a teenager. What else? I used to wear hats. I still wear hats a lot, but now I wear hats because I'm cold, not because I think they look cool. What else have I done? I've committed so many sins. Oh, I definitely at one point, I wanted the streaks, the 2000 streaks. I didn't care how I was going to get them. And I never got them. I was really mad. Hell yeah. Okay, I found what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is like a more extreme version of it, but this right here. Now granted, straight hair doesn't grow out my head. Let's get that out of the way. The stuff that grows out of here is coily. It was never going to look exactly like this, and I didn't know that, but that doesn't matter. I wanted the vibe. I wanted to feel this way when I was younger. And so I would do things that to me were the equivalent of that. I was like, oh, I can't really do like that with your hair, which by the way, you can do that even if you don't have straight hair. But I was like, oh, I can't really do all that. So I'm just going to do something that makes me feel like I'm in Freaky Friday. I think that's from Freaky Friday. Also, speaking of that, is anybody else super bummed out about Jamie Lee Curtis? Because I am. Okay. This is why I can't be fans of people anymore. This is why I can't do it. This level of disappointment is literally too much for me. But yeah, I was a huge fan of Freaky Friday because it's a great movie. I was a huge fan of her performance in like Everything Everywhere as well. She did so good in that one. And I was like, oh, I don't know why they don't have pictures of her images. Yeah. Oh gosh, she was so good in this role. And I was like, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. And then just, it makes me sad. It makes me sad. It makes me kind of sad to even say. I mean, like, she's just a Zionist, bro. She's just pro-Israel. You know what I mean? There's not really like, there's no two ways about it. She totally is. This isn't the first time Oscar-winning actress has faced controversy over her pro-Israel stance amid the ongoing war in Gaza. This is from this website. I don't know, but I did my own research. I saw people saying, oh, Jamie Lee Curtis is a Zionist. She's pro-Israel, this, that, the other. And I was like, no, she can't be. And I looked into what she was actually posting, which I don't remember right off the top of my head because it happened a while ago. And I was like, oh, she is. Oh no, this is bad. And actually, like, so many people thought, or so many people during this time period, I had to just completely let go of, because I was like, I can't do this. I can't play this game where I try to figure out, like, are we secretly pro-Israel or not secretly? Are we super open about it, even though I'm a huge fan of your work and this, that, the other? Obviously, like, I'm not a victim of anything. I'm just saying it was so disappointing. And I think that's the thing too, is like, I feel like a lot of times when people bring up Zionism accusations, or like, oh, this person is transphobic in some way, or this person did something, I do think that there is this idea that the people who bring these things up get really giddy about it. And they're like, oh, you like this person? I know this thing about them that's super problematic. And I'm like, actually, I get so sad. Actually, I get so bummed out that I had such a deep misunderstanding of somebody, or I get really like sad that I thought that I understood somebody at all based off of work that they were presenting to me, that I should never have been making assumptions about their personality in the first place. It sucks. I don't love that so many celebrities reveal themselves to have horrible opinions, but yeah, I do definitely feel like an ongoing genocide, during which it's very easy to say I don't support the country doing the genocide, has been a real litmus test, honestly. But yeah, no, sorry, I was talking about Freaky Friday and I just started thinking about Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'm like, I had to take her off the list. I've taken everybody off the list though. I've taken everybody off the list. I'm reading chat. Someone said, have you seen fans going feral over Hudson Williams and Connor's story? Yeah, I have. Actually, okay. What to say? I've seen so much heated rivalry discourse. I'm unwilling to paint the entire fandom with a broad stroke, and say like, oh yes, heated rivalry fans are that's almost always going to be false, because fans are just groups of people, and some people in a group of people will be doing some things and other people will be doing other things. I don't think the average person who's a fan of heated rivalry or any of the actors therein is crazy or whatever. That's not the impression that I get. However, unfortunately, the weirdos have been real loud in the heated rivalry fandom, which applies to literally every fandom ever. It's not a unique thing. It's not something where I think, oh, you need to feel bad for liking the hockey show because some people are being really annoying towards the actors or whatever. But yeah, no, like, it was so fast. I feel like usually when you get like fandoms turning or portions of fandoms turning really toxic and vocal and stuff like that, I thought it takes longer than a couple months. Has it even been a couple months since the show came out? Hold on. I want to know. Release date show. Y'all, it's been 2 months. That's not even a full 2 months. It's been barely 2 months. And I saw discourse about stans, like people who are going way too far, getting invested in the actors' personal lives and their relationships and things that really don't matter because it's not drama, it's not discourse. And yeah, I was like, wow, speed run. But I don't think there's anything wrong with being a super fan of this show or liking the actors that are in it or anything like that. And I never want to be that guy who's like, oh yeah, anybody who likes a hockey show, throw them out. This is not hockey. What even is this? Thriller? Oh my gosh. Someone says stan no one besides D'Angelo. Don't stan me. Here's what I ask for. I don't ask for your standum. I ask for your benefit of the doubt. I ask Give me the benefit of the doubt. That's it. If I do something or something comes out and you're like, oh, that's insane, that doesn't sound like D'Angelo, all I ask, don't stand me, don't defend me, just don't throw me away. That's the only thing I want. Give me a chance to explain, because I feel like probably it would not be as bad as you think it is. But yeah, don't blindly defend me. I'm not worth it either. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm reading chat. Would you ever do a reaction stream? To what? Heated rivalry? Probably not. Because I'd get hit with like, wait, I can't watch that on stream. Isn't that show kind of spicy? I don't know anything about. I don't know much about it. But yeah, I can't watch Heated Rivalry on YouTube or we're going to get in trouble for copyright and all kinds of stuff. Someone said, don't throw me away. The bar's in hell. My bar is pretty low. All I ask is that you just try to understand me. I don't need your fandom. I don't need your monetary support. Just go into my videos with an open mind and assume that I'm trying to make good stuff. That's all. That's all. Oh gosh, people are talking about Club Chalamet. Okay, wait. Mini topic. I don't like talking about Club Chalamet. Actually, I hate that so many of us know who this person is. Okay. So many people are saying, I don't know if this is true. This might be false. So I might be spreading misinformation. But I saw people saying that the person behind Club Chalamet is now standing people from Heated Rivalry. Dude. This person is not it, okay? I got so scared, actually. I googled Club Chalamet and it says actor. This person is not an actor. She's like a stalker, essentially. It's so weird. She runs this account where she's like, oh yes, Timothy Chalamet. I was in his presence. I was sitting behind him at this event. Oh yes, I shook his hand or whatever. Constantly following this dude for years and years and years and years and years, saying all this weird stuff about his relationships, which I think dating a Jenner is pretty weird. Yeah, I do. But like, excuse me, as bad as I feel for Timothy Chalamet over this, I did at least think like, oh, well, at least this is just relegated to one person. And for some reason, she gets all the press out here in the Wall Street Journal behind the business of Club Chalamet, Timothy's most divisive fan, Cosmopolitan. It seems people are trying to prevent Club Chalamet's latest venture. I don't know why we're talking about this person at all. I know I'm doing it now. I know I'm doing it right now, and I'm sorry. But when I saw apparently that maybe she has now shifted targets from Timothy Chalamet to the one of the dudes from Heated Rivalry, I got so scared. I just got really scared. I'm like, nobody needs a Club Chalamet in their life. No. It's so bad. Someone said it is illegal, but somehow if you label it fandomness, it's okay. Yeah, no, I just not a fan of Club Chalamet. And that's also, by the way, that's also why I'm out here trying to push this idea that we don't know people. I didn't know Jamie Lee Curtis. So as disappointed as I am in her Zionist posting, there's only so much disappointment I can actually have for someone who I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know Timothy Chalamet. I know I make a lot of videos about famous people. I don't know Jennifer Lopez. I don't know Cara Delevingne. I don't know Charlie XCX. I don't know Iggy Azalea, etc. I just think when you get it in your head that you do genuinely know these people, that's when it starts shifting into this other form of commentary or drama content or whatever you want to call it, celeb posting. And I'm just like, I'm not a fan. I'm really not. Reading chat. Someone said, I don't like how normalized it is to stalk celebrities. Me neither. It's not cool. It's uncool. All right. So I'm closing all these tabs. I have a question for y'all. And I'm being so for real right now. I'm going to give y'all an option for what we can do for not the remainder of the stream. We have 3 things that we could do. Or should I not give you an option? Should I just hard pivot into a topic without telling you what it is? Would that be funnier? Okay. I'm not going to stay here for the rest of the stream, but I am temporarily, tentatively toying with the idea of doing Reddit stuff. Not as a video, because I'm just not interested in making Reddit videos right now because I'm not really putting out that many videos. And not with the idea that the things that happen on Reddit are actually real. But I thought it would be funny if we could go through a couple of these posts. I just now went to the Am I the A-hole subreddit and I sorted the top ones for the month. Now listen, chat, the vast majority of the things on this platform are rage bait. Most of it is fake. I don't believe that the average post I pull up is real. However, I believe, hold on. Sorry, I'm knocking that water back. I believe that doesn't mean that there's not interesting conversations to be had. Because even among the fake stories and the absolute garbage nonsense that's on the website, it does still spark interesting conversation. It really, really does. So let's try one tentatively and we'll see how I feel about it. And if I was like, okay, never mind, that was mid. We're not doing Reddit content. We won't do Reddit content. All right. All right. Just the one. I've done videos on the subreddit before and they're really fun, but my opinions on Reddit have changed. Someone said, I think doing Am I the A-hole content is okay. I just dislike how many creators have 100% pivoted to that kind of content. Yeah, no, I'm much more interested in real things as opposed to Reddit. But right now, we're just wasting time on a Thursday and I want to have a bit of fun. All right, so right off the bat, I'm going to tell you this long. Hold on. Oh, we need more water for this one. All right. Am I the a-hole for skipping my own surprise birthday party once I found out it wasn't really for me? Let's pull a Reddit and react to the title. Let's not even read this. I want yeses or nos right off the title of the post, right off the headline. We don't use critical thinking. We don't read things. We're Redditors. We just go off of vibes. Going off of vibes, my answer is no. There's nothing wrong with skipping a surprise birthday party once you found out that it wasn't for you. But I would like to know how you possibly thought this was for you in the first place. See, that is the true point of these posts. It's not so you can actually have opinions or whatever. It's to bait you into being like, what? This title doesn't make any sense. And then you read the post and then you fall down the rabbit hole and this, that, the other. So let's do it. Let's take the bait. I've never been big on birthdays. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate them. I just prefer something low key. Dinner with my closest friends, maybe watch a film, something small, basically. Everyone close to me knows this, especially my sister. Let's call her Maya. All right, Maya. The sarcastic characters, Maya and OP, who is the person writing this post, the original poster. Maya loves big gestures and wait, chat, how do you all say gesture, by the way? What do y'all say for gesture? Because I want to know. We're never going to get through this post if I stop every 2 minutes to get distracted. But I mean, that's kind of 90% of my appeal as a content creator. Okay, I say gesture. It's not. Well, there's only one way of pronouncing it, right? Gesture? It can't have a hard J. G. Oh, people are asking if it's gesture or gesture? Someone said, surely you jest. Okay, never mind. There's only one way of saying gesture. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know why I thought there was like alternate pronunciations for this word. Anyways, people are saying this is written by AI. It's possible that this was written by AI. However, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Just based off of certain sentence structures. I went mad. I said to her she had no right. Like, this is a grammatically incorrect sentence. Even though it's fine. It's a run-on sentence. The first thing I did was call Maya, comma, demanding answers. That's like an unnecessary comma. AI doesn't really do that too often. You can definitely go to AI and ask it to make grammatical mistakes on purpose. Let's see what else. Also, we have Yeah, we have inconsistent capitalization. Maya comes up a few times in this and it doesn't seem to be capitalized every single time. That would be a pretty strange thing for an AI to do. And I'm not seeing any strange words in this. There's no language here that I don't think a person would say. But that's me. That's my opinion. I don't think this is AI. If I did, I wouldn't be reading it because it would be a complete waste of time. But it still could be. It still could be. Someone said it sounds familiar, like they plagiarized it. They probably did. Wait, someone said the slanted apostrophe gives it away. This? Right here? Chat, I get that sometimes just from typing up in Microsoft Word. I feel like all the apostrophe, I mean, it could be, but people have like different keyboards or settings and stuff like that. Someone says so sad having done everything nowadays. Look, chat, you have to accept that this could be AI. Sadly, that's the world we live in. Even though this is reading as fairly authentic to me, even though I don't think it's a real story, you've got to be okay with the fact that it could be. Anyways, I don't want to get super hung up on this. So she says 2 weeks, or she? Wait, I totally just assumed this Redditor's gender because I saw Maya. Okay. So they said 2 weeks before my birthday, Maya started acting strange. She kept asking me if I'd be, quote, free that Saturday, and acted weirdly when I asked why. I suspected she was up to something, so I told her again that I didn't want to party. She just laughed and said that, as per usual, I was being no fun. A couple nights ago, this is the part where you know it's not going to be true. Someone said I've definitely heard this before. Yeah, no, this is probably plagiarized. The night before my birthday, one of our mutual friends let it slip about it being a party. She mentioned what she was wearing. Anyway, it turns out the whole family was invited, and it was at our parents' house. Some coworkers were invited also, but here's the kicker. My effing ex. Oh my gosh, chat. OP's ex was invited to OP's surprise birthday party. People are talking about M dashes. Justice for M dashes. Justice for M dashes. I am so sad that a dash is now apparently a giveaway. Listen, who am I snapping at? Sorry. AI absolutely does overuse M dashes far beyond where human minds would even think to put them. However, anything that AI does is trained off of humans' behavior. So almost nothing that is considered to be a 100% foolproof AI giveaway actually is. AI is a dead giveaway when you have a bunch of things happening at one time that the average person wouldn't be doing. The average person would not be doing M dashes, and it's not X, it's Y, and random triplets, and having perfect grammar, and using strange words like, I don't know, delve or extrapolate or this, that, the other. It's not normal that one human being would speak the way a conglomerate of everything that's ever been written would sound like. However, if you do any one of these things in a vacuum, it doesn't mean your stuff is AI. You could go M-happy, and if that's the only thing you're really doing, I'm not going to immediately assume it's AI content. You can use strange words like delve or whatever. Like, people do these things. Someone said the boy I talked to uses M dashes in real time. Yeah, no, people be using them. Do you mean like in real life or in text messages? Because I don't know how you would do that in real life. That would be really impressive to me. Someone said the strange words is definitely wonky. I would say using strange words in strange places is more wonky than, or it's more of a giveaway than using too many M dashes. But people also do definitely still use big words to try to sound fancy. Anyways. Encapsulate. Yeah, I don't feel like the average person just goes around saying encapsulates. Like, if I'm like, oh yeah, that summed up the story really well. That's me, a human thought. But if I'm like, this encapsulated a long-standing debate on and the power of internet culture to divide users by spot. Also, hold on. Speaking of which, I gotta pull this meme up because this is kind of funny. You know that meme of that one friend that's too woke? Somebody had brought this up earlier. Someone had brought this up earlier. AI is that one friend that's too woke. Because I feel like AI is always trying to make something a point about everything else. Oh, this thing that happened that is just in a vacuum is actually speaking about our capacity as human beings. Why are you talking about our capacity as human beings? You're not a human being. I feel like it's the nature of large language machines to try to draw connections between things that may or may not exist. Thus, the hallucinatory nature of the misinformation that you get from these places. And yeah, I feel like when I start thinking about like, oh, who does this meme remind me of? It reminds me of ChatGPT. ChatGPT is way too ready to see patterns where they're not there. We should be woke in real life, but we should not accept AI sort of wisdom on why people are the way that they are. But thus far, I haven't gotten too much of this from this post. Anyways, y'all are saying y'all say encapsulate, but that's because y'all are smarter than me. I don't. For a little context, me and my ex broke up 2 months ago. It ended pretty badly. No abuse or cheating. Oh, the bar is on the floor. But it wasn't a pleasant ending. I've made it pretty clear to everyone in my life that I want no contact. Maya knows this. However, she's told me multiple times that I should just get over the situation because he's a nice guy and that he's been a part of all our lives for years. The first thing that I did was call Maya, demanding answers, and she didn't deny it. She just said that we could finally talk about it. AI could never struggle to read a sentence that hard when it's made out of mostly monosyllabic words. That's how you know you're watching real content right now. She just said that we could finally talk it all out. She admitted that she hadn't just thrown this party for my birthday, but also so everyone could see my ex again and we could fix things between us. She literally said to me that I'd thank her later. This isn't happen. This isn't happen, chat. This isn't a real story. Do I believe that some people are so inconsiderate that you would see someone's relationship ending and think to yourself, oh no, you should still be together. I know better than you. So I'm going to throw a party and get you back together while Hans Zimmer music plays in the background and you're going to thank me? I believe that real people can be like this. Yes, I do. Which is why I'm reading this story, because I want to talk about the underlying behavior. But as far as this, I'm not buying it. I went mad. I said to her she had no right, that I would have been ambushed into the situation on my birthday. And this was all after I had specifically said that I didn't want to party. She just said that I was dramatic and bloody ungrateful. Brett spotted. Maybe. Do other people say bloody? I have no idea. That she had this whole thing planned because I wouldn't find better and it was a good gift. She said everyone had gifts and traveled, that everyone was excited. So, yesterday, my birthday, I completely powered off my phone and didn't let anyone know other than my best friend. My best friend, reddit.com/r/am I the a-hole. So we went out for lunch and went on a walk together. Ended up having a great day. When I finally got home, I turned my phone on and it was mental. Maya was fuming. People were disappointed. People even said I embarrassed Maya. Excuse me. Maya is now basically saying that I ruined the whole party and made it all about me when it was literally my birthday. She says that she did it out of a good place in her heart and that I should at least apologize for not showing up and letting people know. So am I the a-hole? Turn off the cynicism part of your brain. It's good to be a little bit cynical about things. Let's say this is real. My number one problem with Am I the A-hole content? You are so clearly not the a-hole in this scenario. And you have written this in a way where no one would ever think, no one would ever think that you were a bad person. I guess I truly struggle to understand the vast majority of the posts on this website. It's like, chat, my best friend ran over my dog No, that's really sad. My best friend ran over my garden gnome accidentally. A garden gnome that my grandfather gave me. It was a family heirloom. And for a 24-hour period, I was sad about it. And I said, sorry, I just need some time to process. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for needing time to process things? Am I the a-hole for like having basic human thoughts, decency, rights, etc.? That's why I can't with this website anymore. I can't sit here and pretend that this is ever up for debate. Someone said karma farming. It's so obviously karma farming. I mean, wait, hold on. I can't just go to this person's website because people be posting wild things on Reddit. Let me check their account before making any comments on it. I've already flashed everybody on stream, not with myself, but on-screen content that I didn't mean to. Okay. Chat. Is it not weird that this is this person's only post? Is that not a little bit strange that this Reddit account is apparently 1 week old? It says right here that this post was from 11 days ago. And so it's probably, oh, it's just created January 11th. Yeah. This account is barely over 1 week old. The vast majority of the posts on this website, they're not like real. But that being said, let's talk about it. I'm going to rephrase this in a way that is a lot more grounded. I'm going to rephrase this in a way that's more grounded. People outside of your brain who think they have any sort of input on your relationships. Are you the a-hole for freezing them out, or really putting your foot down and letting them know, hey, I made a decision that has nothing to do with you, and you can't force me back into something that would make you happier or do whatever I want to do for this man, this, that, the other. Let's talk about that, because I feel like that's a real thing that people do. Someone said, what are we talking about? Relationships. Relationship advice with D'Angelo. Who knew? Let me tell you right now. I think this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think if all of your friends are telling you that you should be with somebody, that's usually bad advice. But if everyone is telling you that you should not be with somebody, it's not always bad advice. Now, granted, there are a lot of cases in which people will just be saying that for no reason. People will say that because they're bigoted in some way, or I don't know, they're just trying to control you, or this, that, the other. You should not just listen to every person who wants to offer input on a relationship, even if they're related to you. That doesn't give them the right. However, I'm just going off of experience. There's been too many times where I have had friends and everyone in their life was saying, oh, this person, we from the outside of your relationship are seeing really odd things that read as really odd to us personally. And we don't know if this is great. I think that's usually coming from a better place than, oh, you should get together with this person. You don't know why you should get together with somebody because you don't know this person and you don't know why they broke up, really. But yeah, that's sort of my advice. It's very, very case by case basis. I think 9 times out of 10, you should not be listening to anybody who has any suggestions for what you should be doing in your life because you're an adult and what they think you should do doesn't matter. However, I've just seen way too many people be completely oblivious to like actual bad forces, horrible people that they've let into their life that are just continuing to horrible around them and make everything worse. And it's like, oh, I do wish you would listen to your friends a little bit. That's all I have to say about that Reddit post. Okay, chat, I can do maybe one more of these. I can't spin this into a Reddit video. I used to read 10 of these at a time. I literally used to read 10 of these in a video, cut it down into good content and do it. I can't do it, but I can make one more. Let's see. Am I the a-hole for leaving my mom at the airport with no ticket and no plan? My mom was abusive. Oof, I don't really want to get into that because that sounds really heavy. Am I the a-hole for making my wife ride in the back seat because she couldn't stop distracting me? What? All right. Let's do it. This sounds even faker than the other one, but it's shorter. It's shorter. It's shorter. So I find myself drawn to it. Hold on. This sounds so stupid. Let's do a quick obvious AI check. This is written really flatly. I'm only a human. I can't actually run any sort of diagnostics to tell you, oh, this is real content, but I'm leaning towards I'm fine reading this because it's just written so flatly. When we got home, she told me that she felt ill the entire drive, but didn't say anything because she, quote, didn't want to make a big deal of anything. She told me I humiliated her by making her sit in the back and that I should be more concerned. It could be AI, but at least it doesn't read as like that weird emotional tone that it usually adopts. All right, so anyways, this happened over the holidays and my wife is still upset with me over it. Our family went to visit my in-laws for New Year's. It's about a 3 to 4 hour drive, mostly highway, but it takes us through 2 metro areas with pretty significant traffic. My wife, 37-year-old, gets nervous about driving in traffic, so I always drive when we visit her family. She also tends to get car sick on longer drives and needs to sit in the front seat to ease it. Oh man, car sickness is the worst. Wait a second. Your wife gets car sick when she sits in the front seat, but you made her sit in the back seat? I'm about to go off of vibes. Before I finish reading this. Let's double check that before I make this judgment. She tends to get car sick and needs to sit in the front seat, but you're making a post talking about I made my wife ride in the back seat? Okay. You're going to have to pull out the argument of the century before I say that you were not in the wrong for this. All right, hold on. Because let me tell you right now, I get real car sick. I do. It's bad, especially if I can't like see. Because the source of my car sickness is like being in a moving vehicle that is making turns that my brain is not like aware of. So if I can't clearly see the road and I'm not the one driving, best believe I'm going to get car sick. It helps me a lot to sit in the front. Actually, I'm offended, which is the point of this content. This is rage bait. And I am enraged as somebody who suffers from motion sickness quite a bit. Anyways. So she also tends to get car sick, blah, blah, blah. She's tried taking Dramamine in the past, but she's had an allergic reaction to it, so she doesn't take it anymore. I love my wife with all my heart, but she's not good sitting shotgun. She makes huge reactions to any change in traffic, grabbing the handle. Oh, the door handle. I thought it was a steering wheel for a second. Grabbing the handle, putting her hand on the dash, gasping, telling me to watch out, etc. It's not like I'm an aggressive or risky driver. I've never gotten a speeding ticket or been in an accident. Just because you've never gotten a speeding ticket or been in an accident doesn't mean I'm going to take your word that you're not an aggressive or risky driver. I've seen the worst drivers of my life go scot-free. I've seen people do things that were so beyond illegal right in front of me. And I'm like, no, I'm not a law enforcement fan. I'm more so just like, hey, I don't want to die because people are driving illegally. So just because this person has never gotten a ticket, I've seen the wildest people not get tickets. But anyways, if there's a car a half mile ahead of us that puts on their brakes, she freaks out and acts like we're all about to die. It's incredibly distracting. I've talked to her multiple times about how her reactions actually makes it more difficult for me to concentrate on driving, but she says she can't control herself because she's nervous in traffic. Does that sound like anxiety to anybody else, or am I armchair diagnosing? Are we going too deep? Am I too willing to give her the benefit of the doubt? It sounds like you're saying, oh, my wife has massive anxiety, being in moving vehicles and motion sickness. But you know what? Let's go ahead and see. On the way to her family's place, she sat up front with me and traffic was pretty bad. Lots of slowdowns due to weather conditions and in general, just kind of slow going. But I've been driving in cold weather my whole life and I know how to control my speed and give lots of extra space to any surrounding cars. I understand that you can't control anyone else on the road and that accidents happen, but I do everything in my control to keep my car and the people inside safe. The entire drive, my wife was on edge, making all the reactions I mentioned. It's very distracting to have someone next to you doing that sort of thing while driving. I mentioned this to my wife numerous times on the drive, and she always deflected blame at me for the way I was driving. Okay, we only got 3 more paragraphs. We can do this. When we were getting ready to head home, I told my wife she needs to sit in the back, and our 14-year-old son will sit up front with me. I told her it's either that or she drives us home. No, I'm so sorry. Absolutely not. You're the a-hole for sure. You were definitely like, oh, you're annoying when I drive. Go sit where our child usually sits. Let her. I'm not saying, according to this post, which could 95% chance of being fake, I'm not saying the behavior is actually like good. I'm just saying if you think this doesn't seem like this would actually solve your problem, how is it going to help her with her anxious reaction to your driving just because you made her sit where the child sits? Okay. I told her it's either that or she drives us home. She got upset with me and started giving excuses about her car sickness. Excuses? I told her to take some NyQuil or something else to help her sleep, but she refused and told me I'm being a jerk. Excuses? I've taken the rage bait. I'm enraged. I think I'm too similar to the wife. Granted, I don't do things that I know would distract a driver for sure. Especially if I've been asked not to, which I've never been in that scenario. But I have motion sickness. I don't always feel great in moving cars. I might not react all the time. Someone telling me sit in the back, and if you're sick, just knock yourself out with some NyQuil? Oh, nah. I told her that she can drive, and she refused that too. Eventually, she reluctantly got in the backseat with our 11-year-old daughter. The ride home was much easier traffic-wise, and my wife sat pretty much silent in the backseat the entire time, pouting. You think your wife is one of your kids, the way this entire post is written. I can't prove that, so I'm not going to hammer that point home. But let's just keep going. The ride home was much easier. Okay, when we got home, she told me she felt ill the entire drive, but didn't say anything because she, quote, didn't want to make a big deal out of anything. She told me that I humiliated her by making her sit in the back and that I should be more considerate of her feelings. All right, I'm not going to read the comments yet. I don't want to be influenced by other people's opinions. I want to stand tall in my strong or possibly unpopular opinion. This dude you are the a-hole. I am so sorry. You are the a-hole in this scenario, point blank period. I don't think she was back there silent because she was like better because she's not in the front. She was back there silent because she was pissed off. I would be back there pissed if you're like, oh, if you feel bad physically, just take medicine, even though you could feel better just by sitting up in the front. Somebody said everyone involved needs to grow up. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't use the phrase she needs to grow up. I think if this story is true, which I know it's not, you definitely have a responsibility. Stop me if this sounds wrong. You have a responsibility to manage your reactions to things, right? So obviously, if this is a thing where like you are constantly exhibiting this behavior that drivers are finding distracting, I believe you should try to get to the bottom of it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh, you can't have anxiety. I saw someone in the chat say it could be OCD. Yeah, I'm not diagnosing this wife with anything because I don't know anything. All I'm saying is if there's anything about you that causes you to have these reactions or whatever, you don't need to feel bad about it, but you definitely should at the very least see if like, oh, maybe there's a way of mitigating this or managing this or this, that, the other. That's not victim blaming. That's literally how I have to deal with my own mental anything, right? So I think the issue here is how willing am I to believe that it is as bad as this guy says. Taking him at his word, it would definitely be an everyone sucks here scenario. Because again, you should not be distracting drivers if they're asking you, to slow down. But this reaction of like, nah, go sit in the back. Go sit next to the 11-year-old. Nah. Someone said I'm diagnosing his wife with terrible husband syndrome. Yeah. Hey, I'm not qualified to do that. It's just written really weirdly. It's written really weirdly. Also, personally, who got the ick at the word pout? Was that in here? Yeah. Something about this paragraph right here is what got me. She got in the backseat with our 11-year-old daughter. The ride home was easier. My wife sat silent in the backseat the entire time, pouting. I'm just like, your wife is a grown-up person with real human emotions. She could be pouting. I've seen adults pout. It's not cute. But like, I don't know, chat. That's my opinion, is that it's like, it's a soft, everyone sucks here, but it's a really heavy, actually, you're the a-hole. Because your reaction to something that your wife was doing that may have been sucky was wild, bro. That's wild. That's wild. It would literally only be in everyone's... No. I'm switching it. It's not everyone sucks here. This guy sucks. I'm sorry. I said what I said. I'm biased. I have motion sickness and I have anxiety. I'm biased. I said what I said. But if you definitely think it's an everyone sucks here scenario, that's fine. Because that's a valid opinion. I think the only thing that would not be, to me, a valid opinion is if you're like, no, you're not the a-hole. It don't matter what you think about the wife in the scenario. Bro did not handle this well. He did not handle this well. Someone said she does this a lot. He said that. Yeah, he did. Definitely. All right. Anyways, moving on from Reddit. But yeah, chat, I can't do it. If you ever wondered like what happened to the Reddit content, it was good content. It was really fun. But like, am I the a-hole for banning a relative from our house right after they donated furniture, for not wearing pants to a party? What? Why didn't you wear pants? You're going to see me get baited in real time. Hold on. This is a good title. Am I the a-hole for not wearing pants to a party? And then the first sentence is like, I'm gay. I'm sitting here trying to piece these things together. Hold on. Am I the a-hole for not wearing pants to a party? I, 21-year-old male, am a college student. I'm in a frat and I'm gay. It's not a conservative group. No one has ever given me anything for it, but I'm the only one. Every year, my college has a date party to celebrate the end of finals. I didn't pick the theme. It split a suit. Okay, basically take the components of a suit. Oh, and you have to divide that amongst you and your date. I saw the writing on the wall. A lot of guys being shirtless with blazers and suit pants, and a lot of girls in oversized dress shirts and ties with no pants. The issue was that didn't apply to me. I ended up asking a guy from my class I've been casually talking to as a first time hanging out situation. Don't worry, he's gay too. I'm not delusional. I asked him what he felt comfortable wearing, and he said he prefers to be dressed. So I told him he could do the dress shirt and pants, and I'd be fine with the remainder. So basically, I wore a blazer, was shirtless with a tie, and had on boxer briefs, which to me is on theme. None of the guys had an issue with it, but a friend's girlfriend came up to me and said it was inappropriate and I was making the girls uncomfortable. I felt embarrassed, so my date and I left. My date said I had misled him what the party would be like, and I was an a-hole for not dressing appropriately. Your date said that? Now I feel like a jerk. Am I the a-hole? Processing. I'm buffering. I'm loading. So, at a party in which you had many people not wearing pants because everyone thought it would be funny. You also didn't wear pants, but it was making people uncomfortable because you were a guy. Nah, screw them. Actually, I am a really big advocate for like gender equality in, I'm just gonna say it, sluttiness. I'm not a slut shamer. I think instead of advocating for women to like do things that we consider to be more conservative or this, that, the other, I want to do things that people would say is slutty if other people were doing them. And I want to be free to do so. So yeah, no, this guy is not the problem. Also, this was a massive red flag here. this guy that you're hanging out with for the first time is blaming you for other people acting uncomfortable with the way that you're presenting yourself, ditch him. It's not it. Someone said, I feel like they might have left something out. They might have. This could be fake, but I'm just going off of what I was given. Someone said, were the boxers sheer? Okay, no, don't wear sheer boxers in public. But yeah, no, like, we should all be able to show up to a funny party where people aren't wearing pants without wearing pants. Personally, an adult party on a college campus with a theme that is this stupid and you're 21 and everyone there is an adult. Nah. Someone says, see the comments. Okay. Oh, wait. I forgot to check the comments on the other one. Okay, hold on. We'll do the pants comments and then I'll go back to the other one. I hate Reddit comments so much. I don't even care what these people think. You're not the a-hole. You didn't do anything wrong. People want to sexualize theme until the sexualization goes the wrong way. I agree with that. I really do. Let's see. Not the a-hole. The theme was deliberately provocative and everyone was okay with that when they thought it meant women showing off their legs wearing shirts as mini dresses. Yeah. Boxer briefs cover everything a swimsuit would. As a woman, I would not have a problem with it. Yeah, chat, unless there's something else like deeply strange here. But he literally said like one person told him, oh, we don't like that you're here in your boxers. Granted, that person said that multiple people were saying that. But yeah, just going off of what we were given, I'm saying this person's not the a-hole. No. Now, I want to read the comments on the motion sickness story. Okay, hold on. I made my decision, which is that this guy is the a-hole, but your feelings matter, but you proved on the way home you can control your actions, which is what I'm asking you to do. My request is not about feelings, but actions which make us unsafe. Okay, so this person's offering advice for what they think this person should say to his wife. You proved on the way home that you can control your actions. I don't love this verbiage. at all. No, hold on. You're not the a-hole. She just proved that she can control herself. It's a Christmas miracle. Okay, so that's what Reddit is saying. Not the a-hole. It's funny how she could control her uncontrollable reactions from the back seat. Okay. So, I'm going to tell a story about me because this is the best way that I can make this point without y'all thinking that I'm reaching. When I was a child and I had horrible ADHD, which I still have, I was also really, really well behaved, right? And back then, ADHD was not understood the way that it is now. They're like, oh, it's got an H in there, hyperactivity. That means if you have ADHD, you must be ping, 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 bouncing off the walls. We know the kids who have to use Ritalin. You're not one of them, D'Angelo. And so no one ever helped me because I controlled myself. Now, here's the thing. What I was doing was actually called masking, which I had to do super hard and learn from a really young age. And so however well I am or am not doing in a specific moment doesn't say anything about my ability to control things about myself that are ultimately related to some form of mental disorder, or anything like that. I'm not diagnosing the wife with anything because we don't know. I'm just saying you're describing behavior that would be consistent with someone who has anxiety. And then you have all these people on Reddit saying, oh, well, she proved she can control herself. So blah, 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 blah. It is ableist, though. It's ableism. Y'all are being ableist in this comment section. I don't think the people in this comment section are like, oh, yeah, we're going to be ableist on purpose. Because this guy didn't actually say that his wife has anything, right? I'm not saying this is a bunch of malicious people. I'm just saying this is the very attitude that led to me feeling crazy. As a person with a mental disorder, I felt like I was crazy because everybody would react to me as if I was crazy, but I wasn't crazy. Everyone was just ableist, and they didn't even realize it because stuff like this is so normalized and gets like 24,000 upvotes, 5,000 upvotes, etc., etc. If people think it's ableist and misogynistic, that too, yeah. But yeah, that's just I wanted to really tell y'all, I don't just like pull out buzzwords for funsies. A lot of things are just pretty bad, or they're easily explainable by viewing them through the lens of very common forms of bigotry that are often invisible. And I don't think it's bad to point that out. I'm reading chat. Someone said, I don't think it's ableist to ask an adult to deal with their issues in a constructive way. It's not. And I didn't say that. I agree with you that it's not ableist to ask an adult to deal with their problems in a constructive way. I said it's ableist to say, oh, you as an adult have exhibited this behavior, which I interpret as controlling your actions, thus proving ultimately that this problem you have is not real. That's ableist. And it's not even something that people are doing on purpose. And also, this conversation is really tricky to have because nobody said that the wife in question had any sort of disorder. That's all I'm saying. Someone said, what if she was feeling sick and the focus was shifted to not throwing up? Exactly. Anyways, I'm reading chat. Someone said, ableism on Reddit, what a shocker. I know. But that's me just being woke, etc., etc., etc. Someone said, I have such bad ADHD and autism, but I wasn't diagnosed with autism as a child because I was, quote, too smart. And my ADHD was explained away with I'm smart now that I'm on medicine. Oh, man. I relate to you really hard, unfortunately. So much of me having actual disorders as a child, people were like, oh, he's so smart. I was 7. I wasn't very smart at all. I just had very singular focus on very specific things. And anytime you asked me to do something outside of those things, what did I do? Falter, fail. And so then, like, my childhood, a lot of it turned into me realizing, oh, I only get validation when I do these things that people think are smart, even though to me, I'm not being smart, I'm just being myself. And anytime I try to do any of these other things that I'm bad at and no one will help me with, everyone is like, oh no, this is bad and you're acting bad or whatever. So I must devote all of my focus onto the smart thing. So yeah, being super academically, whatever, quote unquote, gifted, talented, this, that, the other. I wasn't gifted. I wasn't talented. I was 12 or 7 or 15 when I started college, or whichever age you want to pull. I graduated at 19. I wasn't smarter than anybody else. Oh, brother. I don't even want to talk about gifted kid stuff because that's a whole rabbit hole. But the overlap between being a gifted kid and having any sort of undiagnosed mental disorder or disability or illness or whatever it is that you're dealing with, I wish that was studied. I really do wish that was studied a bit more. Someone said, same, high functioning gifted kid isn't always a serve. Yeah, even this idea of being high functioning, like I totally reject that. Because I'm just like, no, I don't like any of the implications or any of that stuff. I'm not a fan of it. Somebody said, I got diagnosed with autism at 17. Masking and is basically making yourself look normal and in control and smart like your peers. That was a huge shock to me. Yeah. So the Venn diagram is a circle. It so is. I've been diagnosed with anxiety at 12. Everything else was told I was being dramatic. I mean, that's the problem, is that like for every form of anything that's like a disorder, disability, there's like a word that somebody can use that is a moral judgment that will explain away everything that you have. So instead of it being like, oh, I have anxiety, it's like, actually you're being dramatic. You're a dramatic child and you're blowing things out of proportion. And then no one ever has to try to help you because this issue that you're struggling with is your fault. Oh, I struggle in this certain like subjects or whatever because I have focus issues or whatever it may be. It's like, no, actually you're lazy and you're not doing your work, and that is on you. It's not a brain problem, it's you. So yeah, that's why I'll overcorrect personally. And I'll pull up things like this and I'll be like, you know what? This is ableist. Even though the people here aren't trying to be ableist, it doesn't even matter because this is literally the same attitude that created an environment for me personally that was so hard to navigate, and is also the case for so many people. So many people. It's literally not just me. I'm reading chat. I finally got PMDD diagnosed. For 20 years, everyone told me I was crazy and to handle my periods better. Yeah. Here's the thing too. I don't even think the average, like, reasonable adult is going to disagree that you still have a responsibility to manage your behavior. That's the thing that I always take responsibility for. I can't ever just come out in a video as an apology and be like, oh, sorry that I made this mistake in a video. I have anxiety. What? Those are two different things. A mistake is something that I did. However, at the same time, that doesn't mean that any sort of thing that you do that is interpreted as negative actions by other people, you can't get any sort of benefit of the doubt because you have a mental illness, disability, etc. That's the part that I don't like. I agree that adults are responsible for themselves and this, that, the other, even though the idea of responsibility as a buzzword, I feel like is also so loaded. It's so loaded. But yeah, no, like, I'm not advocating for adults to act like children or throw tantrums or this, that, the other. I'm more so like, well, sometimes people are sick and they don't even know it. It's kind of hard to you need help. Whatever. Anyways, sorry. I didn't mean to go on like a rant. I didn't mean to go on and on and on, because this stuff is kind of like boring. It's kind of granular. It's kind of not internet drama. And people get really strong opinions about it because they start thinking about people that they know. Well, I know somebody who blames all of their problems on, I'm going to make up a disorder. Let's say you have ABCDE. I have a friend who has ABCDE. They're so annoying. They blame all their problems on ABCDE. They're an adult. And, like, they never take responsibility for their actions. Guess what? I don't care. Because that has nothing to do with me. Personally, definitely the actions of certain people who maybe have disabilities, who give people a bad name or whatever. No, actually, I don't care. I don't care that there are people who have mental disorders, disabilities that blame everything on it and don't take responsibility. That has nothing to do with me. I'm doing my best. Please give me the benefit of the doubt and work with me. It's wild. It's wild. It's not a valid argument. No one even made that argument, by the way. I'm arguing with the wall, but I hear it a lot. Oh, you got ABCDE and you're a crazy person, and people who have this disorder do this. Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. But if there's anyone here in chat who has ABCDE, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to stereotype you just now. If you are a sufferer of ABCDE, get help. It's not too late. It's not too late. Some people assume if you aren't the worst version of the disorder, then you're faking or lying. Oh my God. Wait, can we talk about the faking? Can we talk about that neurotypical urge to prove that everybody who is neurodivergent is faking? Because it's wild. I'm about to profile. I'm about to stereotype. I'm about to judge. There is definitely something that I encounter so often in neurotypical people where your first response to hearing that somebody may possibly have any sort of anything, it's like a lower level process. It's operating without you being conscious of it. That's called subconscious. There's a word for that. You're like, nuh-uh. I swear to God, that's the average person's response to anything, even if they don't realize it. I could tell somebody, oh, I struggle with this thing, and something deep within them will be like, oh, you probably don't. And then everything that's happening over top of that, they might not even say that. They might not even realize they believe that. I swear to God, it's like a default assumption that everything is fake because we're all just being lazy or dramatic or this, that, the other. It's so tiring then, because that's also why like I talk about this stuff so much too, because like so much of it is me feeling like I have to prove that I am who I am, or that I deal with the things that I deal with, because I'm constantly running up against this wall of like, no, you're not. I'm not attributing this behavior to all neurotypical people. I want to throw that out there. Obviously, not all men, but like it's definitely an aspect of ableism. This sort of default assumption that all forms of disabilities are on some level being faked. That's also why, you know what I don't like? You know what I really don't like? Stevie Wonder. I like Stevie Wonder. I don't like this sort of idea that like Stevie Wonder is faking his blindness. This happens a lot where people will have like videos of him like, oh, he caught this microphone. Look at that. He saw something. Or people telling stories about, oh, Stevie Wonder came to my house and he did this thing that I believe proves he can see. Stevie Wonder being able to see things doesn't even mean he's not blind, first of all. But secondly, I just find stuff like that. It speaks to such a very real mindset that I feel like a lot of people have regarding any form of disability, which is that probably the person who has it might be faking. And that's why we're so obsessed with these stories of people doing it. Someone said most blind people are not completely blind. Yeah, it's not a gotcha that Stevie Wonder caught a microphone. I saw a video. There was a microphone stand falling and Stevie was like, oh, caught that, whatever. That don't mean he has been faking blindness for how long at this point would he be committed to this bit? It's not a bit. Someone said, I feel the same about Helen Keller. It's really weird because blind, deaf people exist. I don't even know what people are saying about Helen Keller. But yeah, if it's an assumption that people are faking, I almost always err on the side of no. Now, granted, people who are within subgroups of dealing with these disorders or disabilities or whatever, if they are pointing towards other people who are faking and saying like, oh, they're attributing these things to the disability and they're not really attributing. I'm not really talking about that. I'm more so talking about the outside influence where you don't even know what blindness is if you think it means you just can't see anything. And every single person experiences it the same way. And we are the ones trying to prove Stevie is fake. He's a fake. It's not cool. Someone says nothing good on the Keller front. Ugh, that doesn't sound good. Someone said it started as a bit, I'm certain. Well, it probably did. Chat, that's another reason why it's really hard to talk about these things. Because work with me here. If I say, hey, it's actually high key ableist to be like, Stevie Wonder can secretly is not blind, and we're gonna have this massive decades long campaign. All somebody has to say is it's a joke. And then all of a sudden I look unhinged. I look crazy because I'm sitting here trying to talk about these like societal issues. All someone ever really has to say is like, it's just a joke. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Melts into a shadow. Where do I go from here? It's so tricky to talk about these things without sounding unhinged or like I don't understand comedy or this, that, the other. And that is why in 2026, I have given up trying to appease people who are telling me things are not that deep. Because like it is so rarely not that deep. And also it just doesn't matter anymore. I have to accept that level of disagreement. Some people might just genuinely think I do too much all the time. Someone said, where's the funny though? Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. I've heard people call it Schrodinger's juice bag. Yeah, it really is like, it's like, oh, this is a joke. This is serious if you don't think I'm being serious. But then if you're saying the thing that I'm doing has ramifications, actually, I wasn't being serious. I see that a lot. I see that a lot. Someone said this conversation is healing me. Thank you. Listen, have you ever been labeled delusional, crazy, dramatic, this, that, the other? I'm here for you. I'm here for you. We will field these allegations together. We will be crazy, delusional, dramatic. We will do too much. We will call everything somethingist. Because like, it's invisible. So please keep educating me. And if I see things where I'm like, oh, that's not right, I'll point it out too. It doesn't make the world worse, I guess. I guess that's the thing that really gets me. Like, I think it makes things better. But anyways, I just wanted to throw out that little bit of validation for any of my peeps who may be dealing with any form of visible or invisible disabilities that may be presenting themselves sometimes or not other times, or people telling you, oh, you've proven you can control yourself. Nah, screw it. I'm not about it. Let's be dramatic. Let's be dramatic. All right, someone said, I'm gonna be so honest, I legit just woke up. What was happening? We were just talking about random stuff. I have like a few minutes left. I'm trying to think what I want to do with these few minutes. Give me rapid fire stuff. Give me rapid fire stuff. Let's see what we got. Someone said, is that deep and we're not crazy for real? No, we're not. I mean, we're really not. Also, I have to be careful with the word crazy because I've reclaimed it and I actually am crazy. I say that as somebody, I'm allowed to call myself crazy. But like when it comes to the things that are actually serious, I'm not crazy. Okay, come on now. No, I've reclaimed crazy for myself after being called crazy one too many times and having a bunch of disorders that people think are crazy. I'm like, you know what? I'm wild, bro. I do too much. For real, for real. Someone said, what SO are you? What's an SO? Is that like a significant other? SO? Yeah, I don't know what that means. I can't answer that one. I'm not sure. Oh, y'all want me to talk about Sinners in the Oscars? Y'all want me to talk about Sinners' absolute sweep? And was it 16 nominations? Hold on, because I'm finna get hype. Was it 16 or 26? No, there's not 26 awards. That's way too many. 16. Deserved. I have no other commentary. All the hype. Win all 16. No, you don't even need to win all 16, but you better win one of them. You better win multiple of them. That movie was so fun. And it's not even just the movie. Obviously, like, awards don't really mean anything, but I love this idea that somebody kind of came up with an original idea that was not, I mean, vampires, but you know what I mean? Something that is not existing IP, is not a sequel, is not a reboot. Somebody really said, I want to make a weird movie that I don't know if anybody is going to watch, and I'm going to put Michael B. Jordan in it, and I'm going to try to have a point, and I'm going to try to tell a story, and I'm going to try to make a good movie, not try to sell something to people who are already going to pay me because I put Marvel in the title. I would be so happy if a movie like this won an award, a useless Oscar. That doesn't really matter because I feel like it says something about movies. I'm so hype. Somebody said, what do you think about Wicked snubs? I haven't seen Wicked. So Wicked not getting nominated for anything, I can't be like, oh my gosh, how dare they? Bro, that movie could be anything in that movie. Maybe I would watch Wicked the movie and part 2, is it part 2? And I'd be like, oh my gosh, how could they get nothing? Or maybe I would watch it and I'd be like, I'm glad they didn't nominate it. But I will say this, as an outsider, I do feel like it's pretty wild for Wicked not to even get a nod for costume design. Is that weird, chat? Granted, I haven't watched the film, so I am definitely talking about things that I don't know, but every single time I've seen any picture from Wicked, it's been beautiful. Are you telling me that it didn't even get any sort of like costume nod? Because if that's true, that is kind of giving snub for sure. Someone said the garments were garmenting. They were. Okay, so hold on. Like, look. They already won. I want to be clear. According to the Oscars 9 months ago, they already won for best costume design. But that doesn't mean that like the second film not even being, I guess, a consideration for this category again. That's a little strange. To me. Haven't watched the movie. I could be completely wrong. Somebody who knows about fashion could be like, oh, D'Angelo, this is so ignorant or whatever. But that's just my 2 minutes of research opinion. But they won for part one. And you're not owed an award. The Oscars don't matter. They don't matter at all. But yeah, when I saw like Wicked Part 2, nothing. I was like, huh? I guess. I guess. Someone said F the sequel. Whoa, F Wicked for how they ruined the musical. I can't stand the Wicked. Chat, we got the Wicked haters in here. Listen. If you are a Wicked hater, this is a safe space. Now, don't go be mean to people who like the movie. That's counterproductive. I'm not going to dunk on you and tell you that you have to like Wicked. Actually, do y'all want... Oh, you want me to talk about Twilight? I'll talk about it in a second. Do y'all want me to give you my Am I the A-hole story? Am I the a-hole for walking out during the intermission of Wicked? I would like to know. Chad, am I the a-hole for getting to the halfway point of the musical and being like, the actual musical, not the movie. I watched real beautifully talented human beings doing Wicked. And then I realized that this was not for me. I gave it a shot. It's not the actor's fault. I didn't see like the original run. I saw a local production of it, but it was incredible. Like, it looked so massive. Like the backdrops were crazy. Everyone's voice was amazing. It was so moving and rousing, and all the songwriting was so good. And I got to the halfway point of the musical, the real musical. I said to myself, oh, I am honestly seeing some of the best musicals have to offer. Now, granted, I'm not trying to say Wicked is the best musical. Please don't take me out of context if you're a musical fan. I'm seeing people give it their all. I'm seeing people go hard. Y'all went ham with Wicked, and I still didn't really like it. I left. No one saw me leave. A lot of people got up to go to the bathroom during the intermission, and I just went with them, and I just kept walking until I got to my vehicle. And I drove home, and I don't know what happens in the second half of Wicked. Someone said, what made you leave? Chat, I just didn't want to hear the rest of it because I felt like it was really long. And maybe it's not. You could call this an attention span issue if you want. Wicked musical runtime. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm going to tell you right now, that's quite a bit of time to be sang to when you're not really in the mood. And you might be like, D'Angelo, you were sitting in the theater of a musical. Why are you telling us that you didn't want to be sang to? Because I try to learn and grow as a person. Sometimes I try to be people I'm not. I want to be able to tell people I do listen to musicals. I am cultured. I am not miserable. I love fun. I'm not the stick in the mud that people think I am. So I lied and I lied and I lied. And I said, you are going to love people singing to you. That's something that you, D'Angelo, would love. Isn't that consistent with your personality? And I put on my nicest nothing clothes. I was wearing clothes. I wasn't like the guy at the party. I didn't dress fancy. I just put on appropriate clothes. I went there, I sat down, and I went into it with an open mind. And I was like, my musical era begins today. I didn't like it. I don't like being sang to because I'm not a musical kind of guy. I'm really not. And that has nothing to do with musicals, the people who make them, or the people who enjoy them. That's it. Someone said, I bet you beat the traffic. Driving out that garage was so easy. Driving out that parking garage was so easy because no one else was leaving. Oh my gosh. Someone said my husband was baffled by Cats. Chat, does anybody remember Cats the movie? Do y'all remember Cat Taylor Swift? Okay, sometimes I think I made that up. I actually, every few years, every couple years, I Google Cats Taylor Swift. Because this seems more like something that I would have hallucinated. This is her, right? This is Cat Taylor Swift? Or am I wrong? I think that's her. Okay. I love the reaction to Cats. When that movie came out, I don't think anything... I had never had as much fun on the internet as when Cats dropped. And I was seeing people react to like the various sequences or like the dancing cockroaches, or they were like, why is Cats Taylor Swift? It was like every day for a week straight. I was getting nothing but Cats memes and me just seeing clips from this. And I vowed never, ever, ever to watch the movie because I want Cats to be what I thought it was. In my mind, Cats is the most unhinged, you have to see it to believe it movie where Cats, Taylor Swift, and multiple other people... Okay, wait. Was Jason Derulo in this, or am I actually making stuff up? Oh my god. Oh my god. And you did it at my birthday party. Listen, in my mind, this might be, this is real. This is the most unhinged movie in all of existence. I might watch Cats and then it would make sense. I don't want that to happen. I love what I believe Cats is. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so good. Anyways. Someone says not AI. Yeah, listen, this is uncanny and I don't like looking at it. But I vastly prefer strange, uncanny things created by human beings. Give me that over AI slop any day. Any day. Someone said the dancing on the table, Rebel Wilson with the cockroaches. Yeah. Is that the one? Is the cockroach scene the one where it goes like this? Or was that someone else editing it? If you have seen Cats, I need you to answer this question. I'm being so serious. I saw one of the videos where they're dancing and it just does this like wild mechanical rotation. Okay, I'm going to talk about Twilight after this. If that was that part lives in my head rent free. It lives in my head rent free. I hated watching it with my grandma as a kid. It was horrific. Yeah, no, that's that part. Thank you for reminding me. That part is wild. It's wild. Okay. Let's talk about Twilight. So I'm so sick right now and the stream has me giggling. You might giggle more. Let's talk about Twilight for a second. Hold on. Will you all stay here for up to 40 seconds? I'm going to give you all some music. Because I have a prop. It's important. We can't talk about Twilight without it. Listen to my awesome song that I made. I said 45 minutes, and what was it? 45 minutes. Exactly. Oh, I'm in the void. Where did my chat? I don't even know. Oh, here it is. Okay, my whole scene had disappeared. All right. She's being covered by the microphone right now, but I mean, it was always these two that everyone was talking about anyway, right? So I got my Twilight shirt. I've got my Twilight 20th anniversary pin. I have Twilight with, hold on. I don't even feel like this really looks like the characters, but I've got my 20th anniversary Twilight bookmark. I've got, you know, we could talk about Twilight if you want. I'm not saying I'm the best source to talk about it, but you know, the books are one thing. It's really the movies for me though. It's really the movies for me. Because I watched the movies first. The books are just my attempt to understand what I saw. I watched Twilight as an adult within the past few years. Team Edward versus Team Jacob was happening. And I was a child, so I didn't care. I mean, a lot of you probably did care when you were children, but I was like, no, I am boy. I watch Marvel movies. Of course, now I care about everything all the time. So I missed Twilight. I missed it as it happened. I didn't know anything about Twilight except that there were two guys. One was a vampire. One was a werewolf. Kristen Stewart was there. I couldn't tell you much about it. So when I watched the first Twilight movie and all of its blue glory, that color grading, man, seeing Forks Washington for the first time for me, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is cool. This is like dope. I'm finally getting into my Twilight era. This makes sense. This is clocking to me. Seeing the Twilight house, the Cullen family house, and thinking like, that's beautiful. I wouldn't mind living somewhere like that, just off alone, not bothering anybody in the woods, whatever. You know, Bella's dad is high-key a cop, a cab, but you know what? For a fictional man, I will say he seemed decent enough, you know, or not like a horrible guy. I'm about to spoil. If you're not familiar with the series, mute me. Mute the next thing I'm about to say. If you told me that was going to escalate to the point where Joseph imprinted on a baby, if you told me from Twilight 1, this is going to escalate to the point where you got the wackest, most visceral body horror pregnancy I've ever seen on screen. And Bella's almost going to die giving birth to whatever this... I mean, Renesmee's fine. It's not Renesmee's fault. I just about died. I actually like stood up out of my seat when Joseph did what he did. He didn't do anything. It's not Joseph's fault. It's Stephanie Meyer's fault. Wait, I'm calling him Joseph. Sorry. What's his face? Jacob. Thank you. I was getting my Bible names confused. Jacob. See, look, I'm being honest with y'all. I told you I got into this as an adult. I'm trying, okay? I got the names wrong. Dude, when Jacob, not Joseph, imprinted on the baby, or vice versa, whatever you want to call that. People talk about the baby scene or the baseball scene. Yeah, it's iconic. It's great. People talk about the fake out ending. Which movie is that has like the fake out ending where they all die and then they didn't die or whatever? That was great. That was really, 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 really fun. But like, I don't think I've ever been shocked to that degree by something that I was watching, or like that incredulous by something. Someone said you remembered Renesmee, but not Jacob. That's me. That's me. I will remember the most obscure things, but never the things that are actually easy for other people to remember. And that's why I feel stupid all the time. But yeah, no, y'all know what I mean. Someone said, isn't the author Mormon? Yeah, but no, dude, like that scene, I feel like all of Twilight, the movies, are worth it to watch just to get to that scene. Because if somebody had told me in a vacuum, oh, if you watch Twilight, you're going to see Jacob imprint on a baby, which is the craziest thing ever, I would have been like, I don't really know what that means, but like, babies are cute, and it's not weird to look at a baby and be like, oh, I feel, you know, all this affection for you. I'll take care of you or whatever. That was just the strangest plot point ever. Someone said, did you see the baby animatronic they were going to use for Renesmee instead of CGI? They should have used an animatronic. Because why did Renesmee look the way that she did? Hold on, let me see if I can find. I'm gonna cry. I'm actually gonna cry. Is this a real? Okay. Yeah, these are real. Wait, what is going on? Okay, so the right is the CG, and the left is supposed to be the animatronic, I guess. This is the one that was in the movie, I think, right here, right? I don't know what's going on over here. I don't remember. All I'm saying is the actual, like, actor, child involved in Renesmee or whatever, there was an actual actor involved, right? This is not a knock. Against a child. It's more so just like, I don't understand why we went in the direction that we did with representing the child this way. Yeah, no, that those are the main things I remember. Renesmee, I remember thinking, like, why is her name Renesmee? They explain why her name is Renesmee, and I'm like, your explanation didn't make it better. Renesmee? I think usually I don't make fun of people's names because I don't want to make fun of people's culture. Renesmee is not a culture. That's just a bad name. I mean, unless, of course, you were deeply inspired by that name and then you picked it and you used it for someone, or your parents named you Renesmee, in which case that's an okay name. And I don't want to sound like, this is why I don't dunk on people's names. But I was like, Renesmee, though. Also, R.E. being Team Edward or Team Jacob, not Joseph. How was it ever Team Jacob? I would like someone to seriously explain to me. I hear that's the main thing I remember from Twilight before I got into it when I was a kid. Oh yes, this guy versus the other guy. How in the world would Jacob have ever been a consideration just based off of his behavior in the movie? Are you kidding me? No. Now, that doesn't really make Edward's behavior much better. But no. No. Someone said he's nice. Listen, I don't think Jacob as a character is a bad guy. Someone said Edward is so toxic. Well, no, he is as well. I said while I watched the movie, I swear to God, I said I'm team none of them. I'm team Bella. You need to stop messing around with these supernatural dudes, because these dudes are not it. They're not wired right. These dudes are different. Bella, why are you trying to become a vampire? That's going to add so much stress to your life. Bella, what are you doing? But that's the problem with Bella, or perhaps the greatest thing about her. She genuinely believes that she's the main character. And some of you may say, D'Angelo, she's the main character. No, there is such a big difference between being the main character of a story and believing that you're the main character of the story. Bella, I don't remember her last name. Swan? That cannot be her last name. Walks through this world. She walks through that movie. She walks through the book like everything is just waiting to happen to her. And then it does. It's so funny. We were talking about people being dramatic earlier. Normalize being dramatic. But wow, the level of high drama that is involved in Twilight. And it's understandable. It's a vampire story. Somebody said Team Alice. Yes, that being said, I'm a huge fan of Alice. I'm a huge fan of Carlisle. Some of the vampires I was not super down with. Didn't one of them fight in the Civil War? Or am I making that up? Maybe that's just me making Twilight worse than it was. I swear one of the vampires fought in the Civil War. Twilight vampire. Was he on the right side? Was he on the right side? If he was on the right side, that's fine. Maybe there was not a Confederate. I might have added that. I think I probably added that to the book. Sorry. I'm lying. Jasper was not a Confederate, right? He was? Oh no. Okay. So that's a big no for me. Every time he was on screen, I remember thinking like, the Civil War? What were you fighting against? No. That was wild. What do you mean? Yeah, no, I think the thing about like Stephenie Meyer is like, she makes choices that are so baffling to me as a consumer of stories. And yeah, that was certainly one of them. That was certainly one of the choices of all time. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Someone said that's an apparent trope in vampire fiction. Delete it. Delete that trope. Expeditiously. Expeditiously doesn't even mean quickly, but it feels like it should. I'm reading chat. Jasper's my main, and I hated that he fought for the wrong side. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If this is your fave, yeah, no, that aspect, no, not it. Alice was like, I can fix him. Oh my gosh. Someone said Jasper being a Confederate and the only black vampire in the movie was a villain. Interesting. Y'all, that's beyond interesting. That's beyond interesting. And also, if you're wondering why I was like, oh, I love Sinners winning 20 or 16 or getting 16 nominations or whatever, it's not because I think Twilight is like bad. It's literally because I'm like, that was a product of its time. I think we're moving forward and showing that vampires can be anything and everything. And that's why I'm really happy and excited about that. But yeah, no, like, there are aspects of Twilight that I have either deleted or just completely forgotten. But yeah, oh my God. No, they're wild. But yeah, no, I wear this in public, proudly, honestly. I don't care. And I'm trying to get like more into the Twilight verse. Obviously, you see I struggle remembering Jacob's name. But beyond that, chat, do I pass muster? Are you surprised by my Twilight knowledge? I really, really did put the effort in. I could tell you about my new plot points. Remember that part where Bella just got more beautiful? That's a plot point too, right? She was like, why did she get more beautiful? Well, because she got turned, right? Yeah. And she's just like morphs into, she was looks maxing. Hold on a second. She looks maxed. She absolutely did. Post vampire Bella. Yeah, okay. So there's absolutely a part in, I don't know which of the movies it is, because I watched them all back to back, where, it's Breaking Dawn Part 1, I guess. She transforms into her true self or whatever. And I mean, I will say like Kristen Stewart doesn't need help looking really great or whatever, but it's a canonical plot point that she just becomes objectively prettier, which is so funny. That lives in my head rent free because it makes me think like, someone says she got yassified. Yeah. It makes me think like, what would I look like if I got bit? Kristen Stewart is already a Hollywood actress, and then you're going to yassify her. I feel similarly where I'm like, okay, I'm not in Hollywood, but I do feel kind of snatched. What would happen if I got turned? What are they going to do? I'm looking at myself in the monitor like, what are they going to do to my face? I'm so scared. Someone said the color processing changes when she opens her eyes as a vamp. Oh my God, you know what I just remembered? The spider monkey thing. Does he call her a spider monkey? Is that what that is? Bella is on his back, him being Edward. And he's like, no, it's not Edward. Which one of them calls her a spider monkey? That definitely happens. That 100% happens. I did not hallucinate that part. Someone said you don't get turned, you get turned. Exactly. I'm going to sparkle. I'm going to be shiny. He does. He says, hang on, spider monkey. Oh my God, that's so funny. He does it like once. That is so funny. Yeah, no, the spider monkey part lives in my head rent free. And then the house. I am such a simp. I am such a simp for the Colon house. Listen, say what you will. Say what you will. Okay, about ruining nature or this style of architecture. I don't care. I am unabashedly an apologist for this home. I want to live here. It's so beautiful. I want to look out my window and see this color grading. I don't want to see nothing but trees. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of society. All of this stuff. It's so amazing. Wait, I just remembered another funny thing. Which is that Edward and Bella's relationship starts off with him gaslighting her. Like, he's gaslighting the absolute heck out of her. And he's like, oh, if you thought you saw something, no, you didn't. And it doesn't ever get less toxic from there, if I remember correctly. Like, he climbs through her window and like stalks her while she's asleep and does all these things. And I'm like, interesting. And if anything, like, okay. There's something about this is my last thing because I only have a few minutes left, like 3 minutes. There's something about the acting style in the first movie that is unparalleled. It's like you really had to have been there. I wasn't there, but I caught it after the fact. Just Robert Pattinson sitting next to Kristen Stewart and just being like, oh God, oh, this girl reeks. I've never smelled anything worse in my entire life. Ah! It's not that she smells bad. It's more so just that, like, it's a strong scent. He's reacting to her as if she's like trash, if I remember correctly. Just constantly like going like this the whole time. The whole time she's there. And then you have Kristen Stewart, a very young Kristen Stewart, in a role that is very difficult. Just kind of going like this the whole movie. What? I saw you do the thing with the car. What do you mean? You're not a vampire. I know. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love Twilight. And I think everybody needs to watch at least the first movie. And then you should probably keep going. That way you can get traumatized at all the same parts that I got traumatized at. It's such a good movie. Oh my gosh. Someone said you should watch the first movie with Robert's commentary. If that exists, I would watch it. I would absolutely watch it. Someone said Kristen Stewart's acting makes the movies. No, it does. We wouldn't even be talking about those movies if it wasn't the exact way that it was. The exact way that it was. She nailed the cringe from the book so hard. She did. And normalize harmless cringe, even though there are aspects of Twilight that are not harmless, obviously. But normalize main character, harmless, overdramatic vampire cringe. Anyways, someone said being in the theater when Carlisle lost his head unmatched. I wish I was there when they did the fake out ending. That would have been crazy. Okay, bye everybody. Bye everybody. This was a great stream, and I was glad I could talk about Twilight of all things.